thinking about keeping a few tricks up their sleeve for that particular tournament, or even the APAC finals coming up just this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh,
only
man,
3 days away.
Yep.
What? Only 3 days away?
Yeah, I totally forgot about it in that sense that it was so early. But Grat has gone down on A again. Chiefs loving this A. You know, they're getting so much territory. Dexter fights back.
Oh, Dexter fighting back, that's for certain. Getting 2 kills and slowing down this A-site progression means that, that Urquhart can rotate around. Okay,
well now it's 3-on-3, Kev. So this is ideal for Chiefs. They just need to slow it down, regroup, spread Greyhound out thin. Greyhound, they need information, or they need to group up and just, you know, pick one bomb site, I think. In a 3-on-3, pick one bomb site, put 2 people in it, and have the other guy playing retake on the other bomb site for information. That's their best chance here. But Chiefs doing everything right so far. A minute left on the clock. So much time to work with. Very difficult situation Greyhound are in right now.
Dick Stacey is going to hear the drop down. He's going to hear 2 of them, so he's going to be calling it out. He's still just in a bit of a duel. Malta actually just instantly just going for the shots. He wasn't expecting Sterling to be all the way back there. I mean, Sterling now with a chance of clutching it out, maybe lagging a little bit further behind from his teammates than he should have been, but he can make the most of the scenario at the moment.
Happens.
Definitely happens. He was occupied with throwing a few of the grenades from the belt.
Really? The smoke?
Yeah. Could have been a flashbang.
That would have tied me up for ages throwing a smoke. But anyway, I digress. Sterling goes down. 1 versus 2. Goes in close with the AWP, the old shotgun, didn't it? So you can see he's riding that confidence, that wave, but he's coming crashing down to earth very quickly over these last few rounds. So it's up to Chiefs to punish him, and they finally are. So maybe Grat can be the window of opportunity here for Chiefs. Get back into this. They already are. They already are back into this. They've got twice as many rounds as they even thought about getting on Mirage. And on a T-side cobble, I would expect 8 rounds from a Chiefs outfit such as this, the way they've been playing. I think they need to unlock APOC a little bit more.
Flick's taking a bit of damage, trying to get through as fast as he can with the CZ. Nearly makes it work out, but doing enough damage probably to Dick Stacey to soften up for the rest of the teammates. But already Greyhound, they've got 3 members here. It's just going to be a duel on the B bomb site. We're not backing out right now. We are not going to be running away from this. But Dexter with the AWP. Okay, Dexter goes,
Easy
this
game.
is my AWP now.
Yep.
And Dick Stacey and Dexter.
We don't need Grat. We don't need Grat. He's not that.
I think the trick for Greyhound really is the double D strategy.
It is, but it's also the double AWP. I mean, the double D is great. Don't get me wrong.
26 kills between them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Dick Stacey is being that solid rock that we're kind of underestimating, right? He's the quiet achiever. Doesn't get a whole lot done. You know, he doesn't carry, but he gets 1 or 2 kills here or there, and then, yeah, 12 rounds in, you press tab and you go, oh, hang on a second, he might actually be that 1%, that little thing that swings it in the balance of Greyhound. So, Chiefs, back on the eco. Now, they haven't been here for a while. Last time they did eco, they were pretty close to getting the bomb down on the A site. B has been shut down so hard, though.
Yeah, so that's going to be a Chiefs calling card to go back to A, and we already see Tux doing quite a significant chunk of damage to Gratisfaction, which means the pistols, wow, P250 just coming out, getting the dink. Flix has managed to retrieve himself a AWP as well. APOC now applying pressure behind. He's just going to stop the rotation for just a decent amount of time.
Yep.
Maybe you wanted a little bit more. Flix actually hasn't retrieved the AWP.
Bit of a g'day, mate, there from APOC onto Malta. Thanks for the spot, buddy.
Thanks for the opportunity to go to IEM Sydney, maybe. But, Urquhart's looking away at the wrong time. Doesn't matter. Still able to flick onto Flix. And now Sterling with the AWP, his preferred weapon. But he doesn't know where the other one is. Oh, Dick Stacey does just gather information before he decides to wind up his opponent.
Yep.
But that's a very costly round for Greyhound. That's not a round that you want to be dropping so many members against. Good shots coming out from Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, look, totally correct, Kevin. But it was an eco. If that were a gun round, well, maybe things could have gone differently. APOC wouldn't have thrown his life away so much, I suppose. His job was to waste time. He did kill Malta, and then he was scared that the boys from in the blue would be already on the A site, so he did have to get cracking. But Chiefs get the bomb down, 2-on-2 situation. That AWP, Sterling, again, just putting himself in bad positions, and that's one thing he'll need to really need to scratch up on a little bit. But you can see he had the aim onto Urquhart, outplayed Urquhart completely. But at the same time, maybe just because he's in those weird positions, he's catching those pros off guard. So one of those things, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yep, now Gratisfaction, a lot of pressure, and a 1-for-1
Oh,
trade. I
dear.
like how Chiefs does it.
How?
Gratisfaction still gets away with one, and Dexter, he's still fighting in danger. He drops the
know.
incendiary grenade and just goes, "Hi guys."
It's not. We're not used to seeing this, are we? Usually,
No.
the safe thing to do is what happens. Dexter gets another one for his troubles. So the safe thing is get out of there. Your mate's dead.
No, but Dexter's on the journey, as we
Yeah.
all know. It's the all-preferred journey, and he's just going to continue the wander up into the snake connector.
Oh, the timing.
Oh.
Oh, the timing. He looks up there and then looks away.
Looks down, looks up, looks
That's all he did. He just looked.
looks somewhere else, and
He just looked.
I was trying to find a rhyme.
Looks up, looks down. That's all you had?
Looks up, looks down, looks to the left, looks to the right.
You could have said looks around.
Looks
Is that what you said? I think that's what you said.
looks.
You just said looks around. You said looks up, looks down. Anyway, he visited Dead Town. That's all I got.
See, this is why I need you, Ian, to complete my...
Drop the mic.
Don't drop these mics, they're expensive. If you break them, I think we might have to pay for them.
You break it, you bought it. The mixed lolly bag coming out from Chiefs.
Yeah.
Again towards A. Again towards A. Kev, help me. Help Chiefs. Gratisfaction.
This is starting to be read out a little bit too hard by Greyhound, where Gratisfaction also...
But how annoying is it? They just want to keep like hitting their head against the wall. Gratisfaction and Dexter have just been ignorant to the fact that it's A every round. We don't care. We're just going to do the same thing every single round. And sure, it hasn't come out on top every time, but more often than not, it has. Malta with that platform information. And see, now they're desperate. Flix is actually doing something on the B platform. So this is Chiefs just going, okay, all right. Enough. Let's see what we can do here. Let's talk about it. And I think Texas is going to get down that drop room, which is what he used to be notorious for. But Chiefs need to open him up here on the platform.
Yeah, but already Greyhound is using the utility wisely to allow Malta to peek out and get the picks that they need. Dexter's now come over to help out the B bomb site. He's rotated across, he's driven across, and Dexter does manage to find a pick onto Urkars, but that's a CZ coming flying out, so maybe that's what you need coming flying out, really.
Deja vu.
But Malta's just locking down this position. Now Dick Stacey, Dill Style is coming up to join the party. And there it is, 9-6-0 for Greyhound. I mean, well played from Chiefs in the mid parts, but it just felt like Greyhound were able to bring that back.
Well, I mean, they never really looked out of it, did they? I mean, yeah, the Chiefs did get up, I think
Yeah,
it was
they were up
6-4.
6-4, yeah. At one stage, we were like, oh, this is looking great for Chiefs.
This
Loving
looked
it.
great. But then, I don't know what happened after that. It just stopped looking great for them, didn't it, really?
I think a bit too one-dimensional at the end
Yeah.
of the day. You can try...
A lot of A.
They took A lot of times. B site was successful only once. I think it was on the back of Apoc's 4-kill and the clutch. So
Well, they were doing a 2-2 split onto long A and middle, and more often than not, they were running into Dexter and Gratisfaction individually. So, and the Greyhounds players, they were coming out okay in these 1v2s. I think maybe a rethink could happen there, and you could do like a full 4-man rush, just straight through long A, and then straight down danger, and just clear it out with your whole squad, and just say, okay, they're definitely gone. And then go from there, and maybe a little bit more B platform control, even though it's not A, even though you're not going B, all right? That's fine. I understand that you like A, but maybe Flix needs to be a little bit more proactive on that B platform. You know, get towards the end sometimes. Maybe go for that risky play to win. Go for that kill on Malta. He's there. He's giving it to you if you take it. So sure, he has more teammates than you, but you know, it's a risk you have to take for the benefit of the whole team. And now.
What? I was about to say, there's no such thing as riskless CSGO.
Yeah, of course.
You have to take risks,
right.
Otherwise you can't always play the predictable game.
Dead right. And that's the thing. By not taking risks, you become a lot more predictable.
Yeah, this is a risk that you normally don't see from the CT sides dueling it out, and it sometimes goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. As we see already, the drop room controlling or the holders going to go down. And wait, how is Flix there? And he's just waiting at the door. Everyone's bypassed him apparently. All right, so Flix not part of any of the action. As Urkast is just looking absolutely filthy with the Glock. I'm sorry, Ian. I know.
That's some Forest pistol right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Urkast goes, Forest is my idol, and I will show him this Glock.
See, you can do the accent. I'm not game. I don't want to do an injustice to it. It's too beautiful.
It is. It's just one of the pure things in life.
Well, there you go. So Greyhound win the pistol round on the back of some nice shots. But again, they did get the A site super quick. Lightning speed from Greyhound coming out there. Now, for me, that's where Chiefs did go wrong. Remember, I talked about it. They were going for the one-on-one trades in A, but after that, there was no lightning pace. There was no explosion. And that on their T side, I said they needed to set momentum and set pace, and they just didn't.
Could be an opportunity for teams to turn things over and around. Urcast will check this line, though. It's a very common angle these days with Desert Eagles. A hold and click when you see the shadow. But there's too many rifles for the CTs to deal with. They make it look too easy, and that's the difference. You don't want to be wandering in one by one. You want to be making sure you've got your old buddies with you, and Tuck's still here. Just a little bit scared that there might be one person coming in from the B bomb site.
Just ready for flicks. Oh, wait, he's on our team.
I was about to say, maybe you've got Urquhart sitting there, maybe Dexter as well.
Yep.
So many players on Greyhound can be playing the lurker position if they choose to do so.
Sure, yeah, they're a pretty versatile squad, I guess. But at the end of the day, Chiefs losing this round, they did force buy up into it, and Greyhound pretty much dealt with it very easily. There was a moment where I was a little bit scared, and that would have been Flix's CZ onto Urquhart. You see how powerful they are. If the AK doesn't hit the head straight away, you're almost done for. So Flix, he nearly got a complete kill onto Urquhart, but pretty much did enough. If there was more opposition from Chiefs, you know, he would fall over with a fart, basically. So Gratisfaction also just keeping the AK alive. I don't think he'll... Do you think he'll buy an AWP early this round, or he'll throw it across to Dexter? What are you thinking?
I think he'll just hold on to the AK.
Till he dies?
And then when he dies, he'll just go, all right, we'll make a decision based on the team. Is Gratisfaction's feeling it, which most of the time he is. He'll pick up the AWP. But Greyhound are always versatile, and that's always a great part about it, where you can see Malta now picking up the AWP. Even Dexter occasionally going, I'm an AWPer again.
Malta with the AWP, please. I'm having flashbacks to the Legacy game.
So once again, more contests happening over at Long A, but already the T's going to be fast up. They've got numbers here. Urquhart's very confident, still dealing out. He's on 23 HP, but he goes, that's okay. 22 more than I need. Oof. Good dinks coming out from Sterling, but unfortunately USB not powerful enough to really just go through the noggin. So Greyhound not dropping a single gun.
Every time Greyhound player got binked or something, they just literally just ran off, and somebody else took the fight. It was actually really well done.
Musical chairs.
It was indeed. Musical binks, I don't know where to go with that one, Kevin, but it definitely was just, I don't know. You can't plan that stuff. It just was working out really well for them. They were just playing as a unit and helping each other out, playing for each other. Selfless play. And Chiefs now, this is it. Close the gate. Shut down B, shut down A, whatever it takes. If you want to get this to a third map, this is where your journey of a comeback has to start. Just to allow you a few mistakes here or there. Once you get this round, then you're at least maybe 7, then 8, and then you lose a round. You know, a mistake happens, a clutch, anything like that. You've got to give yourself a bit of leeway. Dexter's going to get boosted up, I think. Or is that... No, he's... I can't tell, goddamn.
He's inside drop at this stage, where Texter is going to be in the E-box side.
Bombs down in Dragonlore, Kevin. So I guess we're looking at maybe a B split or an A split. One of the two is getting split.
It is going to be a split over onto the A bomb site by the looks of things, and the MAC-10 goes down, but he's already taken down Texter. They've already cracked open the B bomb site defender, which was APOC holding E-box, so this is already looking scary for Chiefs, because Flix has to do so much work, but he's been spotted out. He's scared of rotating out. He doesn't know if there's one long A. Can't go long because there was a grenade there. Could be 2 members waiting there. Can't just sit around at stables because you're not doing anything there. You might as well try to fight.
Well, you just got to feel for him there, but yeah, he definitely got caught out. Just got caught out of position. A rock and a hard place, you might say. You know, had no idea what could have been going on, and you just see that indecisiveness. It costs you, even in an Angel. So, T's, that's where T's set momentum. That's where T's set pace. That's the beauty of being on the T side and working against a team that maybe doesn't have all the info. So, Sterling's going to get a few kills here. In what are we calling this? Rapunzel, I think.
Sniper Tower.
Oh no, I've never played up here, but I understand your sentiment, Kevin.
Are you sure?
And well, maybe in pubs back in the day.
I was about to say, I could see you there with a tent, just putting the billy on. Would you like some tea?
Yeah, no. Actually, what we would do is sit on the ladder with a knife out, and when they come up, just drop off a knife. But you can't knife down in CS:GO. It's the most annoying thing. You could do it with a Zeus, maybe. Yeah, you could do it with a Zeus. That'd work. And then if they're above you, they have to come to the ladder to look down, don't they? So they're in Zeus range again. Pro strats.
Is that something you learnt from Ricky this entire time? How to Zeus people the most efficient
Mate.
from the most efficient
No,
angles,
no,
or is
no,
that
no.
something he's picked up?
We, ever since the Cloud9 game, we love the Zeus. Mirage Stairs, good spot for it. Anyway.
More you know.
Yep, full buyout here for Chiefs. They've done what they can with what they have. 3 towards B. Pretty standard at this point. Now, this is good. The rotates come in. Flix is going to get the window, so that's 2 people focusing solely on drop room. Sterling with an AWP. This is ideal. He needs to have impact, though. That's a nice smoke.
I want to say, I don't like how Chiefs are playing so reactive on the B bomb side. They're
scared.
They're scared. I mean,
yeah.
normally we have to compare it how Malta played it, right? He was always dueling out on B platform, and that gave so much control to Greyhound, their CT side, going, we're confident it's not going to be a B side hit. We've got Dick Stacey listening for information.
Even if he does, worst case scenario, Malta dies. Oh, look at all the info we have.
So it is going to be a drop room take, and already Malta just crack-a-lacking through. And talking about crack-a-lacking, already 2 defenders down, and APOC dancing around to the stairs, dancing all day, baby, but unfortunately can't dance for too long. And this is just pretty routine cleanup for Greyhound afterwards. And really disappointing to see as well for the Chiefs is that they had the superior numbers there, but they couldn't do anything with it.
The thing is, this is tugging on the heartstrings, mate. This is tugging on the heartstrings. You're in Chiefs. The guy leaves you. Malta leaves you for Greyhounds. And now he's in a team where he's free to do what he wants. He doesn't always get that freedom, but when you're up 13-6, you have a little bit of freedom. They say, let's go down here. Malta's off the chain, doing whatever he wants. He's not in-game leading. That's what he was doing for Chiefs. He was in-game leading towards the end, and he was also like one of their best players. And so, you know, when he started in-game leading, you saw his performance dropped a little bit. It happens to all of them. Happens to all of them. But now, he's off the leash again. He can do what he wants. He can entry frag. He doesn't need to make a whole heap of decisions.
We just got to remember when Malta, when you join the Hounds, you got to release them. Never forget that, Ian.
Okay.
So
release the Hounds. Sounds like a hashtag.
Out comes the AWP for Gratisfaction, as well as all these members on the other side of Long A. They're just going to go straight to the smoke, and Sterling is... Sterling's going, oh, they're coming. You guys coming out? You guys not coming out. And then eventually Dick Stacey's going to go, we're not coming out, but we'll still get the kill.
That's interesting. That's a good lesson there for Sterling. But Greyhound, again, still looking like a mirror match. They just want to go A. Yeah, we'll just go A.
To be honest, at this stage, Greyhound could pick either bomb site and just roll on. They haven't dropped a single round of the T side. So.
True. Oh, Chiefs, they just don't have any money again. That's like... Life sucks.
Life is hard for them indeed, but they managed to make things work out for now. On the back of Texter getting a kill alongside with Flix over at Slope.
Well, you could say the 6 rounds they got were off the back of APOC, so maybe Texter can arrive.
Texter did pretty well in 1 round as well. With the smoke as well as a Molotov, it's going to push him off the favourable Slope angle. He's going to have to drop down instead, and he's a bit isolated by himself at this time. He does have assistance from Tux, but Tux only with a C's Edge. I say only with a CZ.
Yeah, exactly.
As in he picks up 3 kills. So, bit of a slowdown now for Greyhound, but they do have to start accelerating their pace because we're down to the last 20 seconds. And the CTs, they're in a good position. Tark's trying to tap away. Could only find 1 additional head. This is very doable for APOC. The bomb is out in the open, and Malta might be caught napping a little bit, but no, is able to transfer the spray. APOC can't win that duel. And Greyhound now very, very close to taking the first seed into IEM Sydney.
Yep, 7 HP for Malta as well. So APOC just on a slither of a shot, 1 bullet away from getting that kill. And obviously Gratwood came close. He was ready to trade, even on 15 HP, which is a valiant teamwork there, or admirable. Okay, so the B smoke's coming out here. Just the 1 maybe. See if I can catch it. No, it's too slow.
It's gone.
It's gone. Rest in peace. It looks like it's going where? Just down to Pizza. Trying to bait out a little bit of utility. And as you see here, look at all the blue lines. That's the Chiefs throwing everything they've got to stop this B rush. They think Greyhounds want to finish this in style. But in actual fact, it was all a bait.
Greyhound have always been that unit which has been the most disciplined out of the top 3, I feel like. They dropped the least anti-ecos that I've noticed compared to, say, Tainted Minds and Order, the other 2 kind of counterparts that we consider. So, Greyhound haven't dropped a single
Just think of this, Kev. Just think of this. Rewind a couple of days. Chiefs 2-0 Order. What is going on? What's going on in this world? How bad are Order? Was it a mistake? were they out of form? Then order 2-0 Tainted. What's going on with Tainted? What's going on with order? I think a few questions and a few answers next series when we see order versus legacy. Which order shows up?
I think because Autumn's been really strange. Normally we call it Mad March, but it's been a little bit delayed this year. That's why it's going to be Mad April.
A bit like Sydney's cooler weather.
Yeah,
A little bit delayed.
Finally a cool change has come in, and that has obviously now affected Chiefs a little bit because they're looking very, very lackluster in this matchup. Admittedly, Greyhound just looking a class above as well. They've brought their B-plus game. They haven't looked like they've been sweating it out too hard in this game, and now it looks like, once again, it's going to be a very, very quick 2-0 for Greyhound. Urcast banging off more heads. Just watching the correct angle. There it is. Urcast is going to clean it up for his side. 16-6 for Greyhound over on Cobblestone, not dropping a single T round. And then a 16-2 on Mirage. There is no better way of just making a statement going, here's Greyhound. They're looking comfortably as the #1 team in the region at this time.
Chiefs, they beat Order, and now Greyhound just really dismantled Chiefs quite easily. You've got to wonder how many stepping stones are there between Chiefs and the rest, or Greyhound and the rest. Like, what's going on? I don't know. Is it bad days? Is it online? Who knows? But luckily for Chiefs, they're still in it. They're in IEM Sydney. It was just a seeding match. But Greyhounds definitely put on a show.
Yeah, Greyhound shown that they are the goods, and Chiefs not going to be too perturbed. Obviously, they have qualified just as the #2 seed for the ANZ region. But that is a very quick first series done and dusted. We will be jumping onto now the meat, the bone, the real main meal coming into... Maybe not the meat and the bones.
Maybe just the main.
Just the main meal.
We'll go with the main. That was more of an entree. I can see where you're going.
A bit of a light entree if you do ask me, but now the hearty main meal is going to be coming across. It is going to be Order versus Legacy for that final spot at IEM Sydney. We're going for a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Fast-paced. There's a headshot. Oh, he gets a second and a third.
All eyes are on you. So give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Or if you've just tuned in, welcome to the show, because this is going to be absolutely insane, and I am excited. I am hyped. Let's go.
Okay, geez, calm down.
Okay, maybe
Cliff.
okay. We'll bring it back a notch. But
Maybe
Legacy,
I'll just spin around and be like, oh wow, I'm excited now.
Legacy versus Order. The reason why we're so excited is not because of Ian being the coach of Legacy. It is
Well,
more
the
of
team
the fact.
owner, team owner, no,
The team manager?
team manager. I can't afford them, but I am the team manager.
Yeah, we're not excited just because he's the manager, but this is going to be the matchup which determines which team will make it over into IEM Sydney. It's the final spot and a single best of 3 to determine who will be facing the world's best come May the 1st.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean this is do or die, and to think it's Legacy up against Order, we didn't expect that.
Absolutely not.
We expected an Order versus Tainted lower bracket final. Legacy with a huge upset over Tainted Minds, knocking them into that lower bracket. And Order, well, 2-0 Tainted Minds made it look pretty easy after their 2-0 to Chiefs, which was a surprise. So for me, this Legacy game, look, Order should win 2-0. I mean, I'm not blind to that. It's a realistically, Order should win 2-0. They've been overseas. They're a top 2 team in Australia. You know, they've got so much more experience than Legacy. But Legacy are keen. They are straight out of the, you know, the school of sniper. No, just kidding. Now, they've been putting in a lot of work, and it's starting to show for them. So good on them. But, you know, I've got to say, like, Order are the favourites going into this. You'd be silly not to recognise that.
Absolutely. And
the thing I've noticed with Legacy, just against the top tier teams, is that sometimes they don't really play to win. They play not to lose. A team like Greyhounds really just took it to Legacy and smashed them for that lack of confidence. And you'd think after beating Tainted Minds, they'd be very confident. So they need to get that confidence back if they're going to have a chance against Order, because I do think they do have a chance. Especially
regardless of how minimal the chance is, they still do have a chance. We'll take a quick look at the lineups. Lower bracket. They're the lineups. So Legacy.
Why not both?
Not both at the same time. This is going to be the lower bracket finals, and
Yep.
Order still relatively the same. Oh, the only top team not making a change at all coming into this season.
The thing is, everyone in Oz knows who Order is. Look at that lineup. EMAG from Immunity, Hats coming all the way from Trident, working his way through, you know, some tough days into this lineup. Liaz, of course, ex-Atletico fame. Sicko, straight out of New Zealand. And Alistair, of course, coming from the Chiefs. So, look, star-studded lineup there. Now, some of you at home might not have heard of Soju, Stat, straight from Funky Monkeys with Blitz, and the old avant-garde duo from way back would
Parallax,
be
Trident, old Trident.
Lons and Yellow. So, they've been around forever. Yellow was in Immunity at one stage. So, a very long time ago, early days CSGO, the very first national cyber gamer. Lons was actually, Yellow was actually in Immunity with Death Dog. So, how far they come, right? So, we've got a couple of old hats in there and a couple of young guns, especially in Blitz. I mean, you've seen his work just recently. No fear, AWP everywhere, a lot of impact as well, not just AWPing for the sake of it. Yeah, looking pretty good. Soju, that 4K the other day, you saw that one. And so they are in with a chance. I've had a look at the maps, and we're going to see Mirage, then we're going to see Inferno, then we're going to see Train.
This map's, it still does.
Pretty good maps.
It suits both teams. Order.
To me, that says, I'm Order. I don't care if that's your best map. I don't care if you beat Tainted. We're Order. So that can work two ways. That can work that Order just show they're confident, and that's great. It can also work that Legacy have finally got something to feel comfortable about coming up against a huge underdog. So we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to see another scenario where Order come into this matchup thinking Legacy are a little bit too easy, maybe like Chiefs, and then all of a sudden, it goes to a 16-14 victory, and Legacy, a few clutch rounds with magnificent plays from some individuals.
Yeah.
That happened with Chiefs. I'm not saying that, I mean,
How?
APOC was...
How? Did you just see what Chiefs did to Greyhounds? Like, is it the same team? Was it the same team? That's the answer. That's the question we need to ask. Was that Chiefs the same team that 2-0'd Order?
Yeah, and we need
or
to see
is it
tonight.
a different
I think.
order?
We need to. I think tonight is going to tell a story of whether Tainted Minds was maybe a little bit weak, or if Order decided to just wake themselves up.
Do we use that chain logic and say, look, if the Order lose here, then maybe Tainted Minds aren't that bad, or do we go? If Order smash Legacy, we go, Tainted Minds are in trouble.
There's only one thing I can say for certain tonight, is if Order do win, the top 3 I think are still relatively intact. Maybe Chiefs with a late push.
Top 3 now, you would say, is intact.
But if Legacy is able to defeat Order tonight, regardless of the off chance, we always talk about
it'd still be an upset.
It'd still be an upset, and then that's where I'd say the top 3 is going to be jeopardized. There's no such thing as a top 3 anymore. It's only top number 1.
It would just be a one-off though, Kev. Like I wouldn't put Legacy in the top 3. Just because they win here, it's one tournament in isolation. It's one event, and to get into that top 3, Order, Greyhound, Tainted have had to come top 2 at numerous events, and that's why they're there. And Chiefs, well, they've had a pretty tough year compared to what we're used to seeing, where they were number 1 for a very long time. Lineups have changed, and I think for me, it's just that everything is in a very, very static place right now. But Legacy are challenging. And I'm even surprised to see them beating the likes of Darksided and Corvidae, and really, they've pushed for that 5th spot. I don't know if they're there yet, but the results show maybe they are.
Yep, they're pushing quite hard as well, and I think coming into this qualifiers, not many people would have given Legacy a chance, even just to come all the way to this final step. And no matter how slight the margin, there is an opportunity now for them to qualify for IEM Sydney, and you could grab your tickets as well. It's going to be May 4th to 6th at Kudos Bank Arena, so make sure you get your accommodation in Sydney. It is a little bit pricey over here in Sydney.
Just sleep with a mate. I mean, like, at their house.
Glad you could clarify for that for me. I mean, if you're really great mates, well, we won't go there.
By all means. Don't let me begrudge you of a good time. But just go to a mate's place, get trashed, crash on his couch, all good.
Unless you're under 18, then...
In which case, stay at home with your parents, watch online.
I'll make sure there's a good guardian with you.
Yeah. Oh, don't do that, because Twitch chat, we can't afford that. Twitch chat, too toxic, must be supervised.
Yeah. All right, so into Mirage, where we are going to be trying to... We are hoping that Legacy... I mean, we're hoping that Legacy will come in guns blazing.
Well, okay. Well, I'm hoping Legacy will come in guns blazing, Kev.
I mean, that's probably
Who are you hoping
that's
for?
your Legacy bias. My non-bias for either side is that I'm hoping Legacy can bring some of their A game into this, because they absolutely need to. But what I want to see from Order is disciplined play. I do not want to see, all right, we're up ahead 5 rounds. Okay, let's just do this.
I would love
just
to see
loosey-goosey stuff.
I would love to see loosey-goosey. Show me how loose you can be, Order. But no, honestly, I don't want to see Order running around smashing Legacy.
No,
I want Legacy to make this close at least. I want them to salvage some respect. This is their chance to say to the rest of the other teams, we're actually good. It wasn't a fluke. So let's see how we go here. Now, Default coming out here from Legacy just to start things off. Start with that P250. And we're going to see him buy that a lot. I think he's going to get dropped the P250 armor, just because that way you've got someone who can stop mid-control, stop any pushes or whatnot against those USPs, which are pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it's the armor penetration value of the P250 as well. It does a lot of damage even to the armor, so it's just whittling them down, making it easier for the Glocks to clean up.
Yep.
And we're just seeing a very, very fast wrap into jungle. EMAG just getting out of position by himself a little bit, not in a position to be traded out. Sicko, though, just dancing around ladder, making it difficult for Legacy to try to get this bomb plant down. Do manage to do so. Now, Legacy have not taken the CT control afterwards. What is that from Leaz? Just a one-tap with the CZ. Casual. How you do?
How do you do? G'day,
How
mate.
you do? G'day, mate.
Yeah.
My name's Leaz, and I've got a CZ. I'm going to be one-tapping people like it's a USP. Not the easiest task to be doing.
For me, Legacy, the pistol rounds are the most important thing for them. We saw what happened when they don't win a pistol round against Greyhound. They just capitulate completely. So this is actually a lot more important round than a normal pistol round for other teams.
Now, the good thing for Legacy is that at the very least, Order do not have a kit. Leaz is going to have to be sticking this for the full 10 seconds. And wait, he did have a kit, so he must have picked it up. So there it is.
Yep.
So he picks it up on the way, and he defuses in the smoke, so there you have it. Order do manage to pick up the pistol round. That's my mistake, but Order with a pistol.
What a round to lose. And, you know, you saw EMAG with that CZ smoke from the start. That was always the intention. And obviously that kill onto Lonsdale really just opens up that whole jungle a possibility. And no trade ability coming out there either. So Order just getting that cheeky defuse, robbing the pistol away from Legacy. But... you know, I do like that Legacy have ecoed here. They've got the bomb down. They're not panicking. Yellow maybe missed by getting that armor, but we'll see how we go. But apart from that, Order MP9 across the board. No need to panic. I'm actually glad they don't have a scout. That would really wreak havoc on this Legacy outfit, taking it very slow through middle at the moment. But
I'm loving the confidence on EMAG, though. He's one of the players who you normally think, oh, maybe he'll play a little bit further back. Probably a little bit too overconfident in that scenario.
He's not one of those guys. I mean, I played with him.
I mean, coming into these newer lineups where he's been the rock for so long, there's a reason why we probably call him Mr. Consistent inside all of Oceanic Counter-Strike. You know what you're getting with Chris.
Well, you definitely do, but the players just still don't for some reason. I think Chris is like our get right. He's very sneaky. He knows all the one ways. He's always in these positions where I hear the commentator go, "How does he get there?" That's Chris. He's always been that guy. And other teams just don't clue onto that, and they underestimate him, I think.
So they do think maybe he's a little bit too old for this game, but he's still showing.
There,
He's still a young spring chicken. Soju, a nice attempt at trying to wrap around, but Alistair knows.
Still can't grow a beard, I bet.
So I don't know. I guess you'll find out very soon come APAC finals. But Order do manage to secure the anti-eco, only lose that single MP9 on an EMAG.
Just up against Glocks, Kev. Jeez, don't beat up on my team so much. Wow.
Oh. There was a chance for Legacy to do more damage. There were a few teams, a lot of HP being chunked out of the players. But here's the real round. Blitz actually has an AWP with full armor, so...
Look at my boys over here on Order, though. 3 MP9s carried across into this round. That's a lot of confidence. They're going to have to do some sort of aggressive play, right? Or are they just going to play crossfires, close range? They are indeed. One close A ramp, one close palace. Makes a lot of sense. Now, Legacy need to punish this aggression. Ali misses that crucial shot, I think, because that's going to give up the gift that they do have an AWP. And Legacy have the ability here to work around that. Bomb down T-spawn, so they are just waiting for pushes. And Lonsdale's lucky to get away with his life there, but still rolling the dice here at B-Apps. Ali has taken a bit of damage for his trouble, Kev. So, all right, they picked up the bomb. Looks like we are going to see an A hit come out from Legacy.
Grenades are flying over. Lonsdale's going to be that late lurk and just going to be trying to run interference as long as he can. Yellow will be able to pick off the balcony player, but there's still an MP9 just dancing around. That's going to be Sicko. Ooh, Sicko jumps through the smoke. That's sharp coming up from him. This is going to allow so much space for Hats to work with. And Lonsdale, he's not going to achieve anything at all. Yep. What is that coming out from Sicko? He's just like a madman flying through the smoke, just picking off the heads. What do you do?
Well, you die by the looks of it. I mean, look, that positioning from Order, just a really sick read. They just straight away set up into this A hold because they had MP9, because they had FAMAS. Sicko didn't have the AWP. Maybe that's something that Legacy may have misread. They hear the AWP at B, they just assume it's Sicko, but it's actually Ali. And so Sicko's in sandwich with the MP9, and usually it's only EMAG and Hats on A. So Legacy just, like, get caught napping a little bit there. I don't know. You kill EMAG, you kill Sicko, you think A is clear, I suppose. But obviously checking that balcony is very important. Hats does a great job staying alive and keeping his position concealed. Just baiting the hell out of EMAG there. Just what the hell was EMAG doing for a start? But still, he only had MP9. So Legacy decide just to eco here. A bit of a tactical pause straight away, maybe just to reset things.
There's probably a little bit of frustration
absolutely.
For just Sicko flying through the smoke and getting 2 kills and not being punished.
Yep.
That is ridiculous.
Well, you got to check that. I mean, Sandwich, if you're going into the A site late, everything's open, right?
To be honest, though, as a Legacy are giving a good crack on the A bomb site. I don't think they have enough utility to really challenge EMAG on the angle, though. They just have to use the bodies, and they've done a quite significant chunk of damage, though it should be a relatively routine cleanup now for the remainder of Order. Was that Sicko wasn't sitting in Sandwich?
He dropped in.
He came flying through.
Kev, every team you watch, if they haven't got the information from the start of the round, they Molotov Sandwich, because it's one less place they need to watch, and you can throw the Molotov on the way while your mates are on the way up. You can be third in. No one's exposed holding grenades. You're third in, you drop a molly there, you just wait and watch while your friends run up, and then everyone runs up into the site and checks under balcony and everything else because you've smoked off everything else. So it is just one of those things. It's just an oversight. Sicko punishes them like no one else, though. Getting that second kill on Yellow, so good for them. But anyway, another gun round here from Legacy. No middle control. And Order, sometimes we do see them push mid as well. So it's a bit of a roll of the dice, but Legacy are in the B side already.
Yeah, they managed to push very quickly, and Alistair, as well as Lee, as the two B-side holders go down. Just the change of pace coming out from Legacy, catching Order off guard.
Off, on guard?
Not on guard.
Avant guard?
No, just off guard. So, Order probably just has to give this up at this stage. There is no way really in this. Stats low, but he's the only low member.
EMAG's coming around, so it's not impossible. Soju is in a bit of a precarious position. Time's getting away from them now. They do have a lot of utility and everything else. It is better off for them to save right now. Good B execute from Legacy. Catches them completely off guard. I want to know if Ali had an AWP. I wasn't really paying attention.
He did.
I assume he would have, yes?
Yeah, so what happened was that Ali threw the deep Molotov, but instantly Legacy drop a smoke grenade, extinguish that, and charge Ali before he can get deployed in a position. And as a result, Ali has to bail out into chair, and that's never a preferential position to be sitting as an AWPer when the Ts are starting to put that pressure inside apartments.
Well, especially, I like what Legacy did there, where as soon as they got out of B-apps, they swung wide. That's one of the most important things you have to do. You have to make room for your teammates jumping out. Too many times you see a guy jump out of the window and just sit and try and get a kill. It doesn't matter if you know where the last guy is, you get out and you make space for your teammates if you're the first person. That's a very valuable trait for an entry fragger, and Stat and Lons just did really well there to get those 2 kills, and that's all they needed to do to win the round, and that's B site in a nutshell. That's why people have a lot of emphasis on the B site. And super fast strategy.
Yeah, another fast strategy coming out where they're just busting out of Palace, and EMAG will not be allowed to be chilling out and maybe just inserting some condiments into Sandwich. He's not going to get any kills whatsoever. This is allowing Lonsdale a lot of control right now as Lonsdale's on a bit of a blinder. He's going to try and spray through the smoke. Sicko's able to find at least one, but no more because Lonsdale, 3 kills for him, going to retrieve the bomb. Ali's got the AWP, but he's by himself right now at CT. So many members of Legacy. They're coming out explosive in these fast rounds, and it's working absolute treat.
I like it, Kev. If you're the underdog and you're coming up against one of the top 2 teams in Australia, you can't be scared. You have to play to win. And to see these fast strats coming out of Legacy so far, I'm actually really excited. This is the one thing they did wrong against Greyhounds. They played this map, they got smashed. And it was just they were playing scared. And you can just see today whether they know they're going to lose or not, they're just giving it their best shot. They're getting out there into the site. So that's why they have 2 rounds on the board. And maybe you could say 2 more rounds than they would have had the way they were playing the other day. So I like to see that they're learning very quickly. And Order on the back foot, just a little bit perhaps, not expecting that. You can see they're still going for those shots that they would normally go for, getting punished. They are playing loosey-goosey and they're getting punished for it.
Hat's close to A ramp. Legacy were thinking about lining up a few smoke grenades, but they're just going to be cancelling for now. Are going to be deploying them. But Hats has found the perfect timing to at least take down Lonsdale, who was the linchpin in the previous round. But now...
I like this by Stat. That's a perfect molly. They got punished a lot by Malta.
Yep.
And they've learned.
That's the standard Molotov that you'd probably throw and execute to make sure no CT can come through. But Stat, it's going to be a CT boost to look through that edge of the jungle smoke. And Stat just... maybe caught off a little bit off guard. You don't expect CTs to be doing that all the time.
That, yep.
You don't look at that particular position. And now T's desperately trying to cross as these smokes are going to be fading. It is going to be catching all these members off by guard. They're going to be trying a bit of a boost themselves to try to catch out this stairs player. But Liaz has decided to back off for now. Soju still going in, getting the headshot. 2 CTs at CT.
It's going to be so hard to retrieve that bomb. They are working together quite well. 37 seconds left on the clock. I can see where they're going with this. Legacy, that is. Now, Order doubling up in CD spawn. They know their flanks open. Nothing's happening on the A site, so it's becoming a little bit obvious that maybe Soju's wrapping behind us. But we see now with that flash, Legacy are going to have to work together here.
Yep, Soju will be able to get the bomb plant down. Alistair thinking about charging out. Blitz versus Sicko on the AWP. Sicko's going to come out on top, gets him through the edge of the wall. And now the shot's coming out from Alistair as well. Soju not being able to stand up this time around.
I'd love to be able to see that shot without X-ray on. I mean, how do you see... We can see everything, right? We can see that clear as day. But to me, it feels like there was only a little bit of pixel of movement here or there. But to get the headshot, that's why he gets that kill. And where that round really fell apart was with the whole stat thing and Soju just having to go up on the stairs and slow things down. Because I don't think anyone else is in a good position to spam through that smoke. But it's just one of those things. Hats gets a kill. You're on behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Any trade after that, it's not in your favour. But luckily for Legacy, they can still buy up into this.
Yeah, I was also about to say, with the Molotov that the CT's through, where normally you try to cross through default, you can't cross into default now, and you're not safe behind that site.
We'll
you
go
have
through
to
under
cross
balcony,
the open.
I think.
You couldn't, though, because there was that Molotov
There was
denying it.
wasn't there a Palace player? He could have dropped down.
Oh, this is a very similar B strat. They're coming fast out onto B, and so far 2 picks already. Order have stacked 3 here, but 2 for 2. It's still favorable for them because Sicko's dancing around Archers, but Blitz now locking down Sicko, finding the double kill. He's going to smoke off Blitz, and Blitz still has a Molotov, but he's not dropping it, and Sicko just pulls out the sidearm instead and goes, pew pew, you're dead.
That's that individual brilliance you see.
That is why we call Chronos Faction and Sicko 2 of the finest players inside the Oceanic region. They have the ability just to carry the games by themselves. Already Sicko, 13 kills in just 8 rounds.
For me, I think also, Alistair, bit of a question mark on him lately. Saw some questionable plays from him against Tainted Minds. He was dying first a lot of the rounds, but Order were able to make up with it. So I think Ali's gone through a bit of a questionable period at the moment where maybe he's even questioning himself, like, you know, what do I do? Am I confident? Am I an AWPer again? What can I do to have impact? Legacy are gonna fall back onto a execute, but I think the issue for them is now, like, they've done that before already, and the close A ramp is coming out.
Yeah, Hats is going to be partially blinded out, only with an MP9. Never a favorable engagement to be going in. Stat's been sharp on the entry so far. He's a low HP member. That is always going to be a trade you're wanting to make as Legacy. Not if you stat, though. You wanted to increase the stats, so to speak. But they managed to get the smoke down, and a double AWP for Order. Their money isn't great, and they may have to make the decision once again just to save if they cannot find the next opening pick in probably the next 10 seconds or so.
Well,
but
they're giving a lot of respect to
And look
Order.
at this pressure coming out from Lonsdale already. He's coming out from behind. He's slowly sneaking up. Good flashbangs. Order are going to be having a crack at it. Smoke goes on the bomb, but here comes Lonsdale from behind. He does butcher the spray a little bit, but this just buys more time for them to be using. And now Alistair trying to stick the bomb. Oh, Alistair, he won't be able to stick the bomb this time. Yellow will stop it. He rotated all the way around out of Palace.
I was getting a bit of PTSD there, Kev.
But Legacy, they're going B, they're going A. They're not really taking the mid control so far.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? That's pretty interesting. I think Order might actually do that on the next gun round. So it'll be interesting to see if Legacy feel that same way. But also what I find interesting is this is kind of like the Greyhound style, isn't it really? Where they're getting that kill in A ramp and they're just going. And they get the trade under the balcony. Everything looks good there. And then they're smoking it off so the retake can't come straight in. So they're taking a leaf out of Greyhound's book. I feel like they would have just watched that game as well and maybe learnt from it. And the way that Greyhounds manhandle Chiefs just A ramp every round, it is difficult.
I was about to also say, with Lonsdale, I just remember back to the old lineups of Parallax as well as Avant,
You were a fan.
I was always a big fan. I mean, I was kind of the manager at one stage. I guess going back down quite a year ago, so maybe the bias is seeping in a little bit. But I just remember Ranch was always just one of those strange maps. Either they struggle heavily, and then the next day, they just come in and then they 16-3 their opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not 16-3 their opponent at the moment, but Order is not a easy adversary.
Would you say this is a reset?
That was a hard reset.
Well, they were eco then, but
Order can bind this, but look at their money. It's not going to be the best buy.
well, when there's not a great buy, what do you do, Kev? When they don't have a lot of utility,
Got to make risks.
what do you do? Well, do Order go for a low utility mid control, which is a good thing to do when you don't have any grenades, or do they push B apps, or do Legacy read into it? They don't have a lot of mollies or anything. We could probably walk B.
Sicko's already fast out mid, so
Ali has a molly.
Yep.
UMP though, that's the sacrifice you have to make as a B player.
My question for Legacy is that, are they aware of Sicko coming all the way into ladder? And that, he doesn't know. Hats is also able to find Lonsdale as well at the same time, so already 2 quick blows on the side of the T's. Yellow, though, will be able to find the timing kill on one. Might be able to find the second. He does. He's still dealing that short, and maybe just a little bit of an overextended aggression. Didn't really need to go for that, and Blitz is just going to stroll across Sicko's crosshair. Sicko making it look too easy. Legacy can still buy into this, but Order, well played from Sicko, well played.
Great positioning from Sicko.
Just good positioning, getting the kills that they needed to, and by the time.
Great work by Yellow. I just a little bit overcooked, isn't it, really? I mean, to try and kill Liaz, I mean, it's Liaz. But you get 2 huge entries onto the site. Maybe just dial it back a little bit. Give Blitz the best opportunity to do something. He's really been out of the game right now. He's sitting in at 5th position when they come into the bomb site. No one's there to kill because the rest of the team's trading everyone out effectively. And then that's what I think. Blitz is just having no impact right now. Find a way to get Blitz into the game. I know the other guys are doing really well, but we need to find a way for Blitz to actually get those huge frags that we've seen him get. Because so many times now I've seen him go, oh, I'm the last guy alive. I've got no choice but to get in the bomb site. And he's just strafing into Sicko's aim or a crossfire or whatever it be, quite aimlessly. Anyway, gun round for Legacy. They have faked a little bit of a presence towards B for the first time and then fallen back. Order 7 rounds on the board. No need for them to do anything crazy. They're actually doing really well just dealing with Legacy's standard attacks. But
I think we can argue for both sides that the rounds that they have gotten, they've definitely earned. And this is
Order
already
or Legacy?
Both. Both sides have earned the rounds. It's not as if Legacy have been easily able to come on here. It's been great entries alongside the executes. They've been trying to take this map control. We're seeing them roll into the A-bomb site after pushing the B early on. But this has not worked out too well. Hats, he's completely blind, but he still gets the kill on Soju. You're going to be feeling a little bit upset if you're Soju. And now this attack is slowed to an absolute crawl. None of the members can push out as Tico's decided to go in close and personal. Blitz, he's going to be caught out in the open. Maybe he's not caught in the open. He's got 2 kills, but it's just not enough. He doesn't have teammates. And Order now double the rounds over Legacy and putting Legacy on a pistol round for the first time in a very long time.
yeah, true. They have managed their money pretty well, haven't they, Kev? But the thing is, right, is again, Blitz, last alive, has the AWP. Finds 2, but it's of no consequence to Order. I think maybe just a default from Legacy Esports just to allow Blitz to find a pick. You can see Stat finding picks across the map, killing Stat in middle. Sicko finding picks across the map. He finds Stat in middle. Hat's finding a kill as well. You know, so a split and pick might need to happen for Legacy. Just these straight up executes now, because they're doing that, Order are going, let's put 3 in A. Let's hide in A, and when they throw their utility, then we'll peek on a flash. You saw, Hat's got that kill flashed, but he actually saw the guy just before he got flashed because he asked his teammate for it.
I was going to build on that as well. This may boil down to why Order are stacking through an A, is because Legacy, when they've taken this mid control, they haven't opted for a window take. They haven't opted to go fast up connector as well and apply pressure there in Order.
Not yet.
Not yet, and it's not looking like it's going to happen this round.
Well, they tried to, but Sicko AWP mid, remember?
Yeah, and Stat just... Well, Stat had no head after about 20 seconds.
Exactly. So again, another A execute straight out of T-spawn. So that's going to be the order of the day here. See how Order adapt to this. Hats is not playing close to A ramp for once, but instead there'll be that under balcony and default box crossfire. Take that, Chris.
A bit of a questionable flashbang because that is going to be giving away the location of his teammate. Yellow's going to hear that. He's going to hear Grenade hitting Flesh and he knows what's up. But still 2 for 2. And Liaz is able to just make his way across. Now Blitz coming out in a late lurk. The bomb can still get out of here. I was about to say, if Blitz slowed it down, didn't push beyond and Soju was able to get out.
He's just schooling him, Kev.
Yeah, 20 kills already, 20 bombing the half. And he's still got... Just this round, he can maybe get 1 more kill. This is good from Soju. He's letting time tick away. Making the CTs maybe double guess themselves.
Little bit. They know he has the bomb, I assume. So, yeah, it is all right. I wouldn't expect anyone to come hunting for him, but you never know. They are playing a little bit loose. Well, man, Sicko is. He's just going for any frag he can get. And it's catching Legacy off guard. They're trying to do strategy. They're trying to do teamwork. And instead of getting the frags, because Sicko is just punishing them time and time again.
This is reminiscent of Gratisfaction or Mirage, isn't it?
Indeed. Or Malta. You know, Malta's not notorious for being an AWPer, but the fact is that he was no respecting Legacy with an AWP, and that was giving him the opportunity to just shoot a bullet, get out of dodge, relocate, shoot a bullet, and each time he's getting a kill. So, yeah, definitely an issue. But see if they can salvage this last round. They've just got CZ and a couple of, you know, a Galil and Sameka. So, workable. I usually do see Order do a mid-control, yeah, with EMAG and stuff, but they didn't do it the whole half. They still have 10 rounds.
They didn't need to because Legacy just...
Never took it off them.
Never took mid-control, and that's why we're seeing such a bit of a one-dimensional attack, in all honesty. It's not Legacy applying pressure through mid. It's just been, all right, we either go fast in B or we go fast in through A. Liaz, that's a good trade from Yellow. Only a 1-for-1 damage onto Soju. Instead of Grenade, well, they are stuck.
Jump out.
They're not jumping out. This will allow the AWP to rotate across from Sicko. Oh, what a sharp trade coming out from Yellow. That's absolutely critical because that will gain at least the control for B bomb site for now for Legacy. But look at EMAG. He's already hard on the prowl behind.
What he
The
does.
bomb has just gone down. 2 people inside market. There's one for EMAG. Where's the rest of the members? Blitz does manage to get the trade. But Soju, he's scared that coming out from short, the members from market haven't busted out just yet. Now they will. And it's going to be a 2-on-2. Smoke's going to be obscuring the lines. And that's a beautiful crossfire coming out from Legacy to at least secure the 5th round for them on the T side. A hard-fought 5th round regardless.
Well, for me, Kev, that B site does look a little bit weak. And that's something that Order might need to look at before they come up against international opponents, whether it be in the APAC regionals or if they do end up qualifying into IEM Sydney. Otherwise, everything else looks pretty good, up to scratch there. Sicko, he's just schooling them right now. He's just styling on them, and that's one of the things I do see quite often for Legacy. When one player on the other team just decides like to respect them a little bit, it's hard because you've got 4 guys who are doing strategy or whatever, or like playing smart as a team, but one guy's just a loose cannon, and you can't counter both. It's like you either just decide to counter no respect plays, or you counter teamwork. But for me, this pistol round is very important for Legacy. They are a bit of a crumble team when the momentum starts going there against them. And I think this is where I need, Order just to also say, like, guys, if we lose this pistol round, it's no big deal, and not panic and force buy into this, because that will let Legacy back in.
Yeah, it's going to be for both sides to just secure the positioning, and Soju just peeking out through window. He's going to be isolated, needs to back out of there. Doesn't have reinforcements. He's still fighting it out. Lonsdale is not going to be in position in time to help him out. So already, Soju just gets collapsed upon. Nothing he can do. Vent room's going to be locked out, but Blitz underneath balcony. Only one. Maybe makes contact a little bit too early on Yellow. Just absolutely taken off before we can get any fights going. And Hat's just making it look too easy with the pistol. Sicko on the other side, making sure Stat is just a mere number for Order.
Okay, not a good sign here for Legacy. Order getting that pistol round was very important for Legacy, but that was a very nice strat, Kev. I don't know if you could break it down. The stairs smoke, the jungle cross smoke. Yeah, it's not so. It's like the Bane existence thing. It's like, it's not so that jungle can't shoot us. It's so that no one else can shoot us and we get to fight jungle. Like, it was actually pretty sweet. But then apart from that, everything just went the way of Order. Hats with those nice 1Bs onto Yellow and Lonsdale. You really need to make your shots when you're up against these kinds of guys, because pistols and aim, it's what they're synonymous for. Stat now going a little adventurous against Liaz. Not the guy you want to meet in a dark alley.
I didn't know that a Galil could do that, but alright.
It can. When you don't have head armor, it's a one-shot headshot. The Galil is a copy-paste of the M4 in my opinion. But Legacy...
Just with terrible accuracy
well,
rating?
the terrible accuracy, but it's more like after the first bullet or second bullet. Yeah, definitely.
It's, I was about to say, it's the Russian version of the AK-47, the M4A4, if you understand my drift.
Well, I do, Kev, because I know you and we're good mates, but everyone else out there just is scratching their head right now.
Like, they can scratch their heads
the
away.
AK is already Russian. It's as Russian as you get. But I see what you're saying. It's like, maybe if it was a cheap knockoff of the M4, how about that?
Yeah, it is a cheap knockoff. It's got more bullets, and that's about it.
Well, they didn't look at the M4 design and go, let's copy that, but make it cheaper. They just maybe looked at something else. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, do you know it's super heavy, the Galil? Anyway, that's another story for another day. Legacy, no force buy. I like this. Order, well, just going to do the standard thing, right? SMGs, AK, bit of a mix. Make it look pretty easy. Yellow's going to fight back with one of his own. See what else he can do here. That UMP, if you can get some money, that cash griller for it. But jumping in Mac 10 from EMAG just says, how do you do? I've beaten Finnish teams. I've beaten Danish teams.
He's been around the block.
I've beaten Korean teams. I've beaten Chinese teams. I think this might be a walk in the park.
I was about to say, EMAG has also beaten a lot of Australian and New Zealand teams over the years, so...
Yeah, but then he's gone and become a trader and joined up with some New Zealanders, so...
As you say, as Jordan would say, it is what it is. But this is the buy round. This is where Legacy need to change things around. In order they've got all AKs and they're just looking to just go for the jugular immediately. They've got the knife out.
Yep.
Figuratively. not literally, and they're just going to be busting straight onto the A-bomb site. Yellow, he's already found one, but no more. The trade so far, though, good for Legacy, but Order just a little bit sharper.
Deja vu, though. It's the same thing Legacy did to Order in the first couple of gun rounds. That trade, 3 versus 3, benefits Order a lot, and it's up to Legacy now to regroup and make something of it. Blitz has been phenomenal so far this qualifier, in my opinion. You're going to take down Alistair and get away with his life. That's very important now. Legacy, there's no need to panic. Bomb's not down. Let's see what they can do. No defuse kits, Kev. Just notice that. That's a big deal coming into this.
And the bomb is in a very awkward position for Order to retrieve as well. They're going to have to go for the aim deals, and Hats, even though he's crossed over to triple, he's looking to try to pressure CT, but Blitz has already fallen far back. He's gone, all right, I'm low. I don't need to be fighting this at this point in time. Lonsdale, Sicko does manage to put a bullet through the wall, but Lonsdale's just going to push out. He's going to find one, and already tagging Sicko down low. He's going to be rewarded with the second as well. Lonsdale, good individual play coming out from him alongside with Blitz denying the bomb plant. So Order's first plan of attack has been nullified, just like that.
Look at that money on Hats. What has he been doing? $8,000. That is some sick return. Invested in Bitcoin in the first couple of rounds, obviously.
Getting green is a dream, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that all rhymed a little bit too much. And Legacy's tree is green, so I see what you're saying. Sicko on 24 frags, so he's not really slowed down a whole lot, but that was a very important round by Legacy. They shut the gate on the A site. That contact sort of play that Greyhound was doing to them isn't going to work. Let's see how an A execute pans out for them.
Second time in a row.
Does look like a bit of a fake, though.
Order have not committed on the back of this. You're correct, Ian. They are going to be just doubling up and then going in as Blitz trying to find shots through the smoke, and he does manage to find the timing on Alistair.
Wow.
No pressure out of Palace. Blitz already able to just dent the numbers. Order are going to be challenging that jungle position, but Soju with a spray as well. They've dropped the bomb in the middle of the open. The CTs don't know it just yet. It's been retrieved, but every single second that Legacy do buy means that they can get that post-plant positioning in order.
I like what you did there.
Hats has come into CT. What is that position from Yellow?
On the APC.
It's interesting, but it's not good enough. Oh, that is sharp coming out from Hats. Looking as good as a newly sharpened pencil, if I do say so. But Stat has come out from the other side to make sure the A ramp is clear. Soju also finding Leas to make sure there's no jungle pressure. This is all down to the CT holders now. And the CTs are in position to just make sure that Hats as well as Sicko can't do any more damage. Smoke goes down, Hats spraying through. No, don't line up for him at the moment. You can't line up for Legacy. Blitz just charging through the smoke. What a play coming out from Blitz. But Stat's on 1 HP. That could have been so close for Hats. It was looking mint, that spray through the smoke.
It was indeed. And Jesus, Stat with the tentacles onto that bomb. Just a lot of faith in Blitz. Blitz rushing through the smoke, trying to just bait out the attention for a few more seconds to give Stat a chance. The defuse comes out. Blitz trying to shuffle guns around towards the end there. Walks away with the AWP, but here we are, finally on the CT side. Blitz is going to have a bit of an impact. So that's really good, but apart from that, was a little bit worried. Yellow far back, Lonsdale in no man's land. They're stuck in a, come on guys, figure it out. Be a little bit closer, be able to react. But obviously that trio coming in from mid did great work. Stat coming T-spawn as well. Now, CZ's for Order. What do we think about that? Do they have a chance to win? I think so. Blitz is going to get found out pretty hard here.
Okay, where is the call coming out?
Sold out.
Stat should have heard them coming in through underpass, still sprinting the entire way. Emag's got the AWP, but he hasn't been able to just open up anything just yet. Soju's locked down jungle, though, so...
You were saying you think you've been impressed by Soju?
I've been very impressed by Soju. I think if we compare to how he played 2 weeks ago to how he's playing now, looks like a completely different player, and that's always something I wanted to see. When Soju came in
say the same about Alistair, actually, but just the opposite.
Alistair's been a little bit lacking recently, I do admit, but I just like to praise Soju.
Yeah, he's been improving quite steadily and rapidly, I suppose you could say.
And this is not just a circle jerk between both of us. I legitimately think he's shaping up to be one of the newest upcoming players inside Oceania. So,
well, very important retake here. That could have been an eco win for Order, and that just would have been the end of it. Legacy would tilt off the end of the earth, and Order would walk away with the end of the map. So, nice work there by Legacy. They stabilize a bit. They recover that AWP, which is the most important part for their economy. And now Order on a gun round. What are they thinking? Well, we've hit A every single time. Ooh!
Tactical pause.
Who is that? I wonder if that's...
Apparently tech pause CT.
Well, you know what? Tech pause, who cares? All the same.
Last round, Blitz was just sitting at stairs, just having a good time looking into Palace. Does manage to get the pick on Hats, but is just overwhelmed by players coming out from Connector, and that is a worrying sign for me. Stat, are they not relaying the information in time? Is there no coverage?
He got sold out a little bit.
Just tiny signs of worry there, because Order had pistols in that round, and they were still able to get control of the A-bomb site. Now, imagine if we had Hats with an AK-47, if we had Leaz with a Galil and AK-47, that may have been a different story. A few more smoke grenades, CT defenders locked out, Blitz is just out in the open.
Well, let's see if they do that exact same strategy again, Kevin, because they did identify a weakness, really, didn't they? If Blitz is watching Palace, no one has middle. So, really, I want Legacy to do a mid-control, but at the same time, Kev, it's very uncharacteristic for them. That's not the kind of CS that they play. Blitz might go AWP it through the connector area, but we're dealing with Order here. They're going to molly, smoke, everything like that. It's going to be a very small window of opportunity for Blitz. As I say that, bang, there it is. Stat now on short. He's probably going to be the easiest pick for Order to try and get. He's gone very adventurous, much like Burn, but a one-for-one trade, it's no good on Mirage.
Absolutely not. You cannot allow Order any advantageous positioning coming into a very critical part of the game, where Legacy, they need maybe about 3-4 more rounds to genuinely start believing they're back into it, to get the momentum forward to...
Oh, they're back into it.
Well, they're back into it, but how quickly can Counter-Strike turn around with a few rounds? And Blitz just trying to keep his head ducked down. He still gets the kill.
Get one?
He still gets one kill, and he's also legged down Hats, which means Soju can just go on the aggression. He's going to clear out unders and goes, hang on, there doesn't seem to be anyone else at mid. He's also spotted out EMAG out in Palace. So just with that single play, so much information gained, and it's going to make Order scrambling back to just recalibrate where they want to go.
Now, it's all going to come down to Lonsdale here on that B platform. We can see that. Now, it's up to Legacy to put the pieces together. Stat's going to come back to help out Lons. Lons is jump spotting it. Be very unfortunate if he was to lose his head in the process. The smoke does come out towards B. I think I just saw him throw something. Was it a smoke? Maybe just a flash or something, but he's got no more utility. Yellow does have a molly, but across the board, nothing for Legacy. They've heard it now.
Here comes Stat reinforcing that B site. The bomb is lost for them, so the CT rotation will come forward. Stat will not be pushed off the angle by the flashbang in time. Lonsdale still dealing it out, gets a critical kill, and Yellow's going to clean up. So Legacy, these are consecutive buy rounds. They are starting to chain together, and that's going to put a big confidence and a big smile on their faces as well in their systems, because Order are now... They're the ones that are scratching their heads a little bit.
They scrambled a little bit towards the end of that round. Look, for me, I don't think Order need to be too worried yet. They do need to actually work out what they're going to do to win, though, because straight-up dueling in mid didn't work out for Order. And for once, things are going the way of Legacy. And as time goes on, the pressure's going to mount. And Legacy, well, they're always up against it, aren't they? So they're starting to feel used to having their back against the wall. But Order, maybe not so much. You know, against the Tainted, there was a couple of close rounds here or there. But as I say that, an A rush onto the A site, retake coming out for Legacy, this is going to be very difficult. Order in some very fantastic post-plant positions. Hats overcommits just a little bit.
Need to sometimes go somewhere with the pistols. They had a flashbang, but it doesn't work out this time. There's two members, Sicko with the Deagle. Always lethal, but this time not finding the headshot on Stat. So two low CTs. Now Legacy swinging in, coming in all together by force. Leaz needs to start making a move onto the A-bomb site. Otherwise, it's not going to even be here in time. Alistair trying desperately to find any kills he can through smoke. No one's covering off Connector, but everyone's swinging in unison now. All the angles being covered. Leaz here just trying to do damage to the CT economy. Finds two headshots. Also retrieves an AK-47.
Yeah, very nice. Good work there by Leaz. Going to punish that little bit of sloppiness in the post-plant. But look, no way Legacy could have foreseen that happening. But just the fact that he gets two and gets away with an AK, I mean, they're very important for their economy going forward now. Leaz has got enough money to do a hero buy next round if anything goes wrong. Or, you know, he could have even bought an AWP this round. But obviously a 5-man AK is going to be order of the day here. They did learn something on that pistol round. Maybe A is vulnerable and we just didn't execute properly in those first couple of rounds.
And Yellow, so much work to do right now, and he might not be able to do any of it whatsoever. He does actually, with the crossfire, with the assistance with Soju, find one, but there's the trade coming. There are trades coming out from Order, and Stat.
Yeah, that's the read you need to make as Lonsdale.
Is that from Leaz through smoke? Absolutely filthy. He's able to take down Blitz, and that should be it for Order. They've managed to finally take a critical round. They've stopped.
Should have saw that coming. I've got to say, Kev, even as not as a spectator, whenever you lose a bomb site to a pistol round rush, you need to identify that straight away and understand that the next round with guns, they're going to look to punish you, right? You would want to bolster that A site. I think Yellow did really well. Soju, unfortunately, couldn't find anyone because he was smoked off. But then, there you go. Legacy, they're going to pay the price there. The good opportunity here, though, for Legacy is that they can reset order here.
And this is where we're seeing the damage from Liaz's Deagle from 2 rounds ago really kick into effect. Stat's only got it for Mars, and Soju only with the UMP as well. But Stat, he doesn't care if he's got it for Mars because you can just shoot someone through smoke and just kill them just like that. 1, 2, you're dead. And Hat's just going to fall off from Catwalk. Does not want to be contesting young Stat.
Well, Stat should fall away as well now. 5 versus 4, this is the ideal situation. Don't give him too much room, but just give him a little bit more room because we can't afford any picks. Might want to work together with Lonsdale because you can afford it. You've got that teamwork there, that number advantage. Smoke coming out in con. Now do the math. 1 in con, 1 in B-Apps. We know that. That's 2 of 4 accounted for. Oh, he's walked through the smoke.
He has walked through the smoke and EMAG. Oh, duel between Stat and EMAG.
That's another one done. So now 1 B-Apps, 1 con, short dead. Where's the last?
Lonsdale has to do so much work because the CTs can't rotate very easily. Stat's still in ladder, but how is Lonsdale still alive? Very, very messy A4 spray. Molotov will eventually force him off the angle and most likely into his own death, but has managed to find the perfect timing. Stat, you've got to be looking back in a short. Wow. That's where an enemy is. How is Lonsdale still alive in this position? How is he still getting kills? Where's the trade coming out? Lonsdale is just blanking off heads at this stage. One is that he misses a spray and then just sharpshooter finds 2 heads. The most difficult angles that you could possibly find is a low HP CT. And all of a sudden it's down between a 1-on-1. The old Clutch Master versus the new talent. Who's going to come out on top? And it looks like it's going to be Yellow coming out on top. He's had the HP advantage, but that's a huge hold coming out from Lonsdale. A much needed hold for Legacy as well as Order.
Definitely.
They can definitely buy up in this one.
Yep. Oh, man, look. Yellow couldn't have asked to be set up any better in that 1 versus 1. If Liaz won that would just be like a star performance there. But Lonsdale staying alive for so long, what happened there? Order, miscommunication maybe. He was very low HP. Liaz was very low HP as well. So he allows the rest of his teammates to try and do the dirty work. Hat's doing some really great work in middle there, but it just wasn't enough because Stat got that numbers advantage early on. And now a gun round coming out from Order. This is their opportunity also to really reset Legacy. Look at this money, because that last round was so damn close. They're forced to use these crappy guns. And this setup might just work.
Yeah, it does work. Potentially, Alistair on 11 HP, Soju just not reacting, and this is going to put so much pressure on Blitz now to not only come and help the A bomb site, but to try and reinforce this connected position. And you can see just caught between 2 mines. Yellow dealing out a long range with an A4. Never favorable with the rifle.
Oh, what?
But Lonsdale's come across and found a free AK-47 for himself. He's buying just a little bit more time, but MP9 and an M4 and a retake. Stat may want to be looking for something else.
Yeah.
He's challenging the angle by himself. That's maybe inexperience talking as Order looks to be putting themselves on match point.
Well, you know what? They've deserved it as well. This A site has looked weak, right? They tried to mix it up. They did a mid-split towards B, and they got punished. That went huge, and then obviously Hats retaliates, but then Lons as well. So they go, you know what, guys? I think it's been long enough now. We've got rounds to play with. Legacy would have forgotten that A was weak before. And look, unfortunately, they go away. Soju's isolated in that connector smoke. That was just a really nice play by Order. And then, obviously, Blitz and Yellow have to try and defend the entire A site by themselves. So, just a good read in general from Order. And Legacy, well, they're on a force buy here. But, you know, 11 rounds, not too bad. Definitely something to work with.
And A is going to be the progression play once again for Order. But Legacy just dropping a smoke, just buying a little bit more time. But it looks like the T's do want to challenge it. Maybe Hat's a little bit too jumpy to finish it off. Is going to be punished for that eagerness. And everything will slow down procedurally from here. Don't know why Blitz decided to go into Palace on his own volition, because you've got the numbers advantage. You don't need to start challenging the angles. It's just going to make Order fall off, and Stat's got a lot of work to do on the B side if Order do decide to come back.
Well, they were stacked on the A site. Nice work there by Soju. The bomb is still really close. So this is actually looking good for Legacy. They might be in this still, although I can't rule out Order. It just makes more sense to me that they will find a way,
well,
even though EMAG is on 12 HP.
Look at this push coming out from Lonsdale. It's going to find a lot of information. He's still pushing in. He's going to be hearing Sicko pushing mid and EMAG. I think he may have just shoulder spotted Lonsdale. Lonsdale is just going to fall back. But that is so much territory and information for Legacy to be working with.
Yep.
They now know one's up a catwalk as well. They should know where every single member from Order are.
Well, I like that Lons didn't fully commit all the way to the couch, because he'd be in a bit of trouble. Won't be able to help out B if they do go, and then it's up to just Stat, right? So I like that they're kind of in proximity with each other.
Now it's going to be all down to this B site hold for Legacy. 10 seconds left. They have to deny the bomb carrier, but EMAG or Lonsdale and Stat, they're the B site holders. Soju, he's retrieved an AK-47 from earlier and is continually killing spree at the moment. He's got the B-Apps control. But it's going to be so difficult for him to come out once the T's are aware. He doesn't have a teammate as well, because Liaz decides to challenge the market position. And this may be all down to Soju. 2 T's waiting for him. So many difficult angles for him to find. And there it is. Sicko going to be picking up the final kill. Only appropriate. It's Sicko. 16-11 victory for Order. But what a tight match that was between the two sides.
If that wasn't just DE Sicko, really, to be honest, that first half, a lot of it you can just put down to the individual brilliance of Sicko. Everywhere that he could have been, he's getting 1, he's getting 2, and he was just tearing Legacy's systems to shreds. So that's something that they're going to have to learn to overcome, but in due time, they are just a developing team. In due time, yeah, they are just a developing team, in my opinion. But, you know, they've done really well to get to this point. That's a very good first map against Order. Let's see what they can do on the second map. Obviously, Order still the favourites. And, you know, for me, I think going into this next map, you know, hopefully Legacy can still just mentally stay in this.
Absolutely. It was an impressive fight by Legacy, but at the end of the day, Order just that class above, I think. And as well helped by Sicko just having an amazing performance. The other people stepping up beside him as well. So
the other thing to take into note as well is, like, is this how Order treat all the lower tier teams? Where, like, I've seen a few in the ANZ tournament, a few teams have managed to get a couple of rounds and make scorelines look respectable. So it's not the Order that we would normally see where they do like 16-3 like a Greyhound. They just sort of like don't play to their full potential unless they have to.
Maybe so, but they're up 1-0 regardless in the series, and Order are just one step closer to qualifying for IEM Sydney. That's map number 1 done. Map number 2 will be coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
As rotation's coming round, Skadoodle, what are you doing? He's going to be in with 3.
All eyes are on you. So give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
everyone, and welcome back to the IEM Sydney qualifiers, the ANZ closed qualifiers, and this is our final match. This is our final series, should I say?
Wow,
Probably
how
shouldn't
dare
say
you.
final match just
How
yet.
dare you
I
rule
might
them
make
out.
Ian a little bit angry because we know that he's a Legacy fan, but Legacy are down 1-0 in the series so far. Order did manage to take Mirage 16-11, but coming into Inferno, we did see some good things from them yesterday. They did let the ball drop against Corvidae, though.
Yeah, that's true. They did get out to a huge lead and then completely capitulate and let Corvidae get back into the map. Once their CT got exposed just a little bit, I feel like that's when Corvidae really figured out we have full control over the entire map. We're more likely to win the round. Did see some wicked individual plays from Yellow in the big pit, stuff like that. You were watching that game, yeah? You were
Yeah, I
commentating?
mean, I was really impressed by how Blitz was ordering, but it always felt to me that there were good individual plays, but not good team play. And at the end of the day, you can rely on solid individual plays getting you a few critical rounds, but to get the majority of the rounds, you need the bulk of the forces rallying together to the flag, and that flag is the victory
I
flag.
disagree. I mean, look at Sicko. Bulk individual plays ends up carrying very hard on the CT side of Mirage. It's the same for Inferno. Blitz, obviously individual superstar if he wants to be, gets all those kills in middle, through smokes, whatever. But for me, the issue is that it's just not mobile. It's like he gets one and done, not exactly dead, but like locked out by smokes or flashes, and then he can't really help Soju or Yellow on the A side.
For me, it always feels like I see Blitz having a big round where maybe he's given a few opportunities and he takes the most of it. But sometimes as well, if I just compare Blitz and Sicko, maybe an unfair comparison because Sicko has been playing at a top level for a very, very long time. But in my mind, I just always see Blitz being caught out in some positions he shouldn't be sitting in. He's not respecting his opponent, and then he just drops the AWP, especially against pistol rounds. I cannot remember the last time Sicko lost his AWP on the pistol round as the first pick, if that makes any sense.
Yes. On an anti-eco.
Oh, so when they're on the anti-eco,
Yeah.
I've seen Blitz lose the AWP quite often on Inferno, where
Yeah.
he's collapsed upon, he's not recognizing the danger quick enough, and as a result, that jungle position is ever so
He's
crucial.
too far forward without a teammate to
He's
back
too
him up.
far forward, and especially in jungle, which is a
Well,
very
usually-
critical position.
Well, usually when Blitz AWPs jungle, he has Soju very close in trash. But obviously there's not much you can do if a CZ or something or a Deagle 1Bs you pre-fires you. But that's the thing about being the jungle AWPer. You're going to get pre-fired if you're there every round, right? So it's a double-edged sword. And I think for me, this map in particular, it's going to come down to just how much impact Blitz can have versus how little impact they can allow Sicko to have. But at the same time, that B-hole, man, Liaz, Hats, can be pretty hectic sometimes. It's going to be I just think this is going to be a cracker of a match, as long as, again, Legacy don't let Order walk all over them. And, you know, they did a good job on Mirage to not allow that. It was only Sicko having a field day. If they can just eliminate Sicko now and not allow anyone else to stand up, then this could go all the way.
I mean, even with Sicko there, you still got EMAG, who had, I feel like, a very solid performance on Mirage overall, both on the T side and the CT side, and Leah's occasionally having a cameo alongside with Hats. I mean, obviously Sicko was by far the star performer on the CT side, but that's what I mean. It's like you can have that standout player, but I think the bulk of the work was still done by the majority of the members, all of them having their rounds where they contributed in, and I didn't get the same feeling from Legacy all the time.
Well,
but enough about that.
Order are going to do a very fast apps control over there towards A, and then they're going to bail on it. So they're just clearing it out, making sure Legacy aren't doing any aggressive sort of plays like we saw, you know, the teams like Corvidae, where Destiny just rushes into Boiler and starts shooting down all the kids in second mid. So this time, instead, Order take that controlled approach. They get control of the map, very similar to what Corvidae did to beat Legacy on this map. They had full apps control, full banana control, and Legacy, well, they like to be on the back foot, don't they? They're going to allow the execute to come into B from Order, and where Order need to strike is really just getting equal 1v1 trades.
That's a good nade from Lonsdale. Does a little bit of damage, but not enough really to justify it at this particular point in time. It is going to be a three-person stack. Hats will find one. Whoa, beautiful snapshot onto Blitz. You can't ask for any more of Hats. Lonsdale at least responds with the counter frag on Alistair through the smoke, but the bomb plant does go down and Order have established these post-plant positions. And this is up to Soju to take down Liaz at car. It's such a strong position for a T to be sitting in. He can duel these two angles. He can make sure the CT can't push forward. But finally, Soju does come out. That's a critical position cleared out. It's going to allow Yellow to push forward. Now all down to Hats, and Soju will be able to pick up 2. He's always been a strong pistol player for Legacy. Lonsdale also finds 2 as well, so they do manage to retake the B-bomb site successfully. A good start for Legacy.
For me, it's just infuriating watching Hats do that. Every single pistol round, he has just taken down at least 2 Legacy members with absolute ease. And credit where it's due, his high sensitivity aim is just next level. Like even when he was in Trident, people were calling him out as the next entry fragger because he has that high sensitivity and he just flicks around, but he's always aiming for the head, that crosshair placement. And unfortunately, despite that amazingness, Legacy still work together to win that round back. Now, their anti-eco, they did get the bomb down, so ideally, usually you don't buy up on this round. Hats, because he got 3 kills, he can afford to do like a semi-hero buy. He's afforded some armor, so he's going to keep his money in line with the rest of the guys. Now, they did go up and get complete mid-wall control anti-eco, mind you, so...
Backed off.
Yeah, well, Legacy are 4 stacked A because of it. Maybe overreacting a little bit. What? Is that 100 HP nade?
I don't know. Emag must have maybe some damage done earlier, but Emag is just going to eat it. You can see that his dead body is just flopped there as Lonsdale is now gunning them down with the MP9. He's going to be happy. Man, stacks of cash. No more, says Leaz. You cannot be making bank. Bomb play actually goes down for the second time for Order. That's going to be great because that's going to mean they have a bit more cash to work with. They're doing a lot of damage. Sicko's still here with a P250. No more damage, though.
Well, deja vu for Legacy, really. I mean, losing all those players on an anti-eco, that's going to ruin their money for the rest of the half. They've got to start getting some clean wins against Order. Now, obviously, it's Order, so you can't just put up the ticket and say, yes, please, give me a clean round. They're going to have to work for it, but it's something they need to keep in mind. That 1v1 that Yellow won, they won the round, and next round, they're worse off for it. They have MP9s across the board, and then Order rush A, and there was nothing they can do. So that's got to be in the back of your mind. Guys, we've got to start having some clean rounds. Anywhere we can value our life and come out alive, we need to start thinking about doing that.
Yeah, they've got it's sometimes even just as simple as maybe a $50 or $100 investment, or just thinking about the investments, as we're going to see a contest for Banana very early on. Both teams wanting to be peeling it back and biting into the delicious fruit.
AK's against a lollipop buy here, just, you know, an AWP and then a heap of other random assortment of weapons underneath that, but a full B execute coming out from Order. So much pressure on just that right now.
And they're already fast in. Alistair. Oh, what is this coming out from Stan? He's playing anti-flash for so long. Still managed to get the kill, but the Molotov's going to clean up. And already just Order just come into the B site and just crack it open like a coconut. Easy as you do.
Well, Blitz with a nice reaction onto Liaz there. He really almost cooked that a bit, but Soju now pushing mid as well to rotate. Like, that's a lot of confidence from Soju. Does get called out by the experience of Sicko, playing with his food just a little bit. You can see he's got confidence, and if Soju had confidence as well, then you would see him strafe and take that peak. But it does look like Legacy are just going to save their guns. Their money is looking pretty bad. So Blitz going to drop a gun and by himself, but most likely I think he'll just drop his gun and pick it back up later. But definitely, that was a very weak buy from Legacy, and Order just punished it. And they knew that those players at B, they got punished every round. So, of course, they're not going to be able to afford anything.
Yeah, Stat and Lonsdale just completely bullied out. Order just early exchange of grenades into just a very easy contact play.
Yeah,
they made it look so easy.
Well, I hate to say it, but yeah, it did look easy. You just, there's no one coming in from, no boost CD spawn, because it was just straight off the bat, right? And I think that's something Order would have spotted from maybe a demo or something, and Legacy, well, they get punished again. So Legacy need to start realizing how Order are playing. Order, they get all this information on their ecos, and they're reacting straight away. B is weak, okay, let's just go B. It's as simple as that, and it's pretty easy to read if you're Legacy. You just need to clue on just a little bit to it.
Blitz decides to go in for a bit of an earlier challenge. A very cheeky little boost over the edge of the smoke. It's going to get Yellow a bit of positioning on mid, but there's no one there. It's just going to be a full B site attack.
What a surprise.
That's going to be here with the AWP at Coffins, but here come the grenades from Order. Lonsdale, the supporting player, no grenades to assist this AWP. He's going to be blinded off the angle. Only a CZ for him to work with. He's found one. Needs to just draw back and reload. It's going to take a long time. Sicko, don't shoot your own teammate. You don't want to be putting him in that single headshot zone for the CZ. He has. Soju's come fast up Nana, but I'm fairly certain that it is going to be Sicko who's heard him out. but everything slowed to a crawl all of a sudden. Good shot from Hats, good stuff from Sicko as well, as now Hats looking like he wants to single-handedly crack this bomb site open. Don't know what that was from Sicko. That was interesting.
Well, it's the same thing that got him 30 kills on Mirage, so you can't blame him.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. Is there another saying that we can use for that?
Yeah, just YOLO, because it worked once or twice, maybe 30 times. But for me, Yellow saving the gun, it's okay. That's not enough here, guys. Like Stat probably not the best second AWP. Lonsdale gets some work done with that CZ, but Stat was completely isolated, not confident enough to take the duel. I think really do or die needs to happen there. Legacy not playing to win. Soju has no option but to take the duel in Banana, which of course, with no distraction coming from anywhere else, it's not going to be easy for him just with the CZ. So yeah, unfortunately, I would have liked someone who's a little bit more crazy with the AWP. Once Blitz goes down, Lonsdale, he's not afraid to take fights, literally ever. Maybe he would have got a little bit more impact done with that AWP. Stat is a very passive sort of player, a bit of a turret. You've really got to go to him sometimes. But he was also very effective on this map against Tainted Minds. So that being said, it's just weird. It's a confidence thing for him. We'll just have to see how it goes. But again, 3 towards B now. So they've learnt a lesson there maybe. Soju with a lot of pressure on him just to hold this middle area all by himself. Yellow's already in carpet, which is a little bit interesting. They can't help each other out. Would just be hoping to delay if something does happen. Bomb down T spawn still, so Order taking this very slow. Not like every other round where they've had 5 in Banana. This time they do get apps control from the get-go. I think that's where Order really have broken down Legacy, because they know that passive sort of style from Legacy. It's 1 minute 20 already and they're in the site. Defensive, and Yellow has to rotate across into Library here, who, you know, usually he's in pit, but the AWP on Blitz is on carpet. No impact from him this round.
I was about to continue a point and just say that there's barely any utility for the CTs to use, and Lonsdale decides to try to go in at just the wrong time because Hats is there, ready and waiting with an AK-47. Stat, nothing he can do around this edge of the smoke. He's got such a risky play to be making. He makes that risk. He tries to make it work out, but in reality, it just means that he just goes down. And Yellow's going to take some damage as well. Not lethal damage, mind you, but I'd just cancel it if I was Legacy. You got to be backing out until Yellow just waits. And just waits for that smoke to fade away. Can't find my words, and all of a sudden, they managed to bring it back. Alistair has a lot of work to do right now, and oh my goodness, the spray transfer is pristine coming out from Alistair.
Wow.
I'm lost for words at the moment, because that round was a bit of a kerfuffle all over the place.
Seesaw across the board, really, wasn't it? You're saying everyone should get out of dodge and save their guns. Really? Hindsight? Yeah, I reckon you're right. But Yellow went huge, but unfortunately, the boost coming out, too slow. I mean, Order read it. Maybe just run through the smoke. With that attention on Yellow, maybe that would have been a better option there. You can trade each other out, and you're actually in a lot of an advantageous position there in that situation. But again, hindsight, Legacy, they don't know what's on the other side of that smoke. You know, so unfortunately, that's the devil they didn't know. Lonsdale goes down without a fight. It's a bit of an issue there at B. Especially since it's already been so weak when they're playing passive. So they haven't figured out the recipe to holding B yet. Blitz with the AWP went towards carpet. Didn't find anything within the first 40 seconds, and unfortunately just maybe a little bit too stationary.
And instantly going to be mollied off by Liaz as well. But Liaz is just jumping straight into it. Oh, actually falls down. Might have heard the scope noise. And so he's going to be cancelling out of it. But that just means Order.
Yep,
They've been finding B easy every single time. So why would they go anywhere else? And it's just a pistol round this time. Hats has done so well on the entries. Sat with a P250. Does a little bit of damage, but not enough to severely dent the plans of Order.
Well, that's the thing. Once you isolate that AWP that was saved, you know it's A, and then bang. The next thing you can expect is a P-rush. Like, there's just no doubt about it. There's no mucking around from Order. They don't give you a chance to adapt, and that's why they're one of the top 2 teams in Australia. They know how to play CS, right? You know they save an AWP. You hear the AWP in A, then you would rush B. It's just natural, especially when Soju makes footsteps as well in carpet. So, yeah, that is just the natural progression. That is how you anti-ego, and that is why they are so good, because they win the rounds they're supposed to. Now, Blitz needs to keep this AWP just for the sake of it, just to prove a point, just to send a message. Try and kill as many of these guys as he can.
This is the start where he needs to just be backing off and just getting one, just falling away and just keeping it costly for Order. But Order just coming in so quickly. Has anyone heard the scope? Not just yet. They're still looking for him. Ooh,
No
okay,
way.
Sicko. That is a little bit disgusting. Through the library wall. Don't damage the book, Sicko. You're leaving blood splatters in library.
Absolutely
and that means
punishing him.
I mean, Legacy, they can still buy up the AWP, but it's costly.
All right, another buy round from Legacy here, so that's good. Not all is lost. Blitz will be on that AWP again. I would have expected him to go towards B again, since, you know, literally every round has been at B this round, and so 6 out of 7 rounds at B probably sends a message in itself. But he's going to go towards A. Now, that's where he has had a lot of impact, but it's through being hyper-aggressive. Pushing down mid if there's nothing there. Getting a kill and getting out of there where he can. But Sicko is ready and waiting, and he will punish them. Now, getting a kill in this boiler, this will be very important. They are close, but I expect him to get traded out straight away. But instead, luckily for him, no one else is coming down. It's just Ali. That's a very important pick for Legacy. So now they just need to make sure that they make this pick count. This is their way back into this game now. They have no control over Banana. They have no control over Carpet. There's a minute 10 left on the clock. Order coming out with a fake towards A. It's going to look pretty real. But it's the first time they've ever done anything A. Legacy need to hold their nerve. They've got a player advantage. There's no need to over-rotate.
Oh, no, Blitz's moved, though. He's given up this top mid control.
Well,
and
no, that's not bad. He's read it. I think he's reading that it could be B. This is what he does. That flash towards middle was pretty obvious. Oh, one of their players is making runoff noises at B as they're going to walk through this smoke.
Their stats been boosted up, though, and stats going to be mowing them down. The CTs this time have kept the incendiary grenades up, ready for use. Lonsdale still at first. Oranges will be able to extend the time it takes for Legacy to rotate around, but EMAG!
Wow.
2 amazing entry kills coming out from EMAG. The incendiary grenade from the CTs comes a little bit late, but a lot of damage being done to EMAG to try to allow him to cross back. Blitz goes down by himself, and EMAG just through the smoke. How have Order managed to make this happen one more time? He's still there. He's still so confident playing around this. Smoke is not cover, EMAG. It's just a screen. Yellow all by himself now, and Sicko is waiting and watching at the correct angle. Yellow throw crawling in. Not long enough, though. His head's going to pick up. Sicko's going to say thank you very much. And Order are going to make it 5 in a row. They've not dropped a single buy round so far. And Legacy, they looked good in that one, and then all of a sudden, Chris Rollins decides to step up and goes, this is what experience gets you.
Look, I can't argue with that. Very steady hands there on EMAG, gets the job done, takes down that last remaining B player, but then to sit in the smoke, and Legacy obviously getting punished for their impatience. They could have afforded to wait for that smoke. The molly going down when the bomb has already started planting is a waste of time. You really need that molly to counter the AWPer. Wait for that smoke to dissipate. If anything, regroup together at connector or something. Instead, Stat overcommits towards B at Coffin maybe, and well, he gets punished. But Blitz, wow, Blitz, 2 kills, what? Okay, so we're going to have an eco win here for Legacy.
Unless Sicko and Alistair can pull something out, but the bomb maybe a little bit too haphazard in their approach, coming into apartments and not respecting the power of the pistols.
It's the first time they have ever done anything in Carpet. That's the thing, Kevin.
And they got punished for it immediately, and Stats also picked up one, the Desert Eagle. That is a much-needed victory for Legacy. They now know where the AWP is as well.
I'm talking about Legacy. It's the first time they've ever been in halls. It's the first time they've ever been pushed down halls. It's something that they've missed. They've not had carpet control ever. Not even a bit of it to give up. They've just given it up. So maybe something to take into the next gun rounds for them. Bomb down, pretty solid position. I don't think Sicko's going to get a whole lot done here.
No, absolutely not. And that just means a free gifted AWP over to the side of Legacy. That is a big get-out-of-jail card for Legacy now.
Most players would just throw it away, the AWP, get it on a roof or something, but Sicko probably wanted to see what he could do with it. Why not, too? Now, Legacy with a 3rd round on the board. That's a gift, all right? Now, if you get given an inch, what do? You try to take a mile, and that's what I'm going to need to see from Legacy here. 3 towards B. I like it. Has been pretty weak, and if you can win A on a pistol round, maybe that will keep Order away from it. Let's see. They're not going to have any banana control. Man, B has been weak as anything. Every single round at B.
It's been, I mean, admittingly, in the round that Order did win on the back of EMAG and Sicko's clutch on that 2-on exposition, it was EMAG getting a lot of the kills flowing for Order.
He got 2 kills
he got 2 entries
on the back of them getting 2 kills.
And then he also got 1 on the retake.
But it's B is still weak if you can't retake it. Doesn't mean that the hold is weak. It's just generally, like, it's weak.
Okay, so Order have decided to divert their attentions over the Diggity instead. Blitz, we've seen this position being very effective for Sicko the other day, but not effective this time around. Lonsdale trying to play around the edge of the smoke, is at least able to trade out two, but still 2 for 2. This is even Stevens now, really, for Legacy. They've got their members very quickly over to the A bomb site, so it's not as if the rotation is going to buy critical time for Order to play with. Grenades going to be coming flying straight into Sicko's face. Sicko still playing around the edge of the smoke, but Yellow's put one more shot into him. He is so low right now. He is on that red HP. Another smoke grenade to buy more time, but Yellow's just going to push straight through for it. What a flick coming out from Yellow onto EMAG. It's all down to the 1 and 2 for Sicko. He's too low. Stat will be able to clean him up. And Legacy do manage to complete the 2-on-2 retake. A much needed 2-on-2 retake because Order's money actually isn't in the greatest stead. They can buy him this round. But what looked indomitable is now not looking so strong.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, a lot of that does come down to Lonsdale. That hyper-aggressive, no-fear Belarusian just pushing straight on and getting 2 kills. If he got a third, that round was as good as done from the get-go. EMAG would have to won, and that's that junk. But instead, he does go down to Sicko. Now, that I guess that in itself does leave a little bit of an opening, but, of course, Legacy take their time and deal with it well. Big risk holding grenades, obviously, but Order now on a fast map territory control with just 2 UMPs and 2 AKs, so a bit of a mixed buy. Their money is starting to suffer a little bit. Stat's going to get boosted up again. We've seen this a few too many times, in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. Stat has Blitz has rotated across towards B. No, actually, no, it's Yellow who's over-rotated, so he's come from Pit.
This is a big read coming out on the side of Legacy, but it doesn't manage to work out for now. Lonsdale's still alive. Now they knows 3. That's through smoke from Sicko, and that's what sometimes you need for Order. Hat's getting Stat before Stat can even get a single kill. I think that's the big difference, but look at this. Soju, just so hyper-aggressive. It's not going to work out, because Sicko's just better, and Hats will be able to clean up and retrieve an AWP eventually. They're juggling around, but they do manage to retrieve the AWP.
They played the risky saving a gun, juggling guns at the end of the round game, but come out on top, thankfully for them. But look, 6 rounds for Order so far is really good. Legacy, obviously, if they want to have a chance in this, they do need to win the half, I think. Now, like I said, 3B, it's a good read, but Stat getting boosted up there again just makes the whole fact of having 3 there a bit of a waste. If you're going to put 3B, try banana control for the first time and hold it. Or just do something, have a stack, have a crossfire that works. Lonsdale gets 1, Yellow gets 1. What was the point of the 3 stack if you only get 2 kills? So
you needed Stat there from boost, getting 1 kill and drawing attention.
No point having anyone in CT boosted. You're better off served, spamming through the smoke, flashing through the smoke while the crossfire in B is actually achieving something. You know, there's more ways to skin a cat, right, Kev? So just something for them to think about next time if they do a 3-man B stack. But Order, they're just so sharp. They're hitting everything. They're trading so effectively. There's no way to hold B. It is honestly such a hard bomb site to hold. That's why people like Liaz, they make it look easy. They just tire it up at the fountain. If you don't get your flashes right, they'll punish you. 2, 3 kills. Unfortunately, Legacy, they just don't have a Liaz.
Not yet, anyway.
Well,
you've got maybe some Liazes in development, like Soju, but that's what we say in development.
But it's all about that Liaz confidence as well. We don't have someone who's just going to sit behind the fountain and look at the floor until they're in.
And Hats as well, because he's just always been a player who is just confidence players. Now, with the flashbang push, it means that Carps is going to be open. Stat is going to be dropping this incendiary grenade, and that's going to be a critical blind time.
30 seconds.
Oh, he's got to be dropping it soon because there are T's lining up for this attack. He's dropping it, but maybe just a little bit too late. He's spraying forward in the wrong angle. Alistair is going to try and buy a little bit of time, but this is just not enough because EMAG once again had just come in. He just makes B-site look so easy. He goes, I'm the entry fragger now, ladies and gentlemen. And Legacy just going to be...
You got to feel for him. I mean, it's not that they're not doing anything wrong. They are, but they're just not getting those kills. Like, they're not in position to get kills. For some reason, 30 seconds are left on the clock. Again, they had 3 towards B. Not even a proper trade this time. It's just, oh, we're flashed off. 1 kill maximum at A. 1 kill at A. No kills at B. So they're just not really getting those kills that you would normally expect them to get. Blitz going down there, not even getting a single one when he just has to hold the line. So it's just one of those things. Order are punishing them at the moment. They're using their momentum and their skill. And, you know, obviously their B execute is hella tight. They got smokes where they need to have smokes, mollies where they need to have smokes, and their flashes are impeccable. So you can't blame Legacy for only getting 1 kill each or maybe none. But the thing is, you can blame them for just letting B be weak for 12 rounds.
And it's showing the divide at this stage as well, where Order just looking to mint on the executes. And when we'll have to see how Legacy go on their T side. Obviously, we judge each side based on their
Legacy
merits.
are giving them a little bit too much respect. They're giving them all of banana. They're not fighting in the archway. They're giving them the execute, and then they're trying to fight. Instead, you need to be fighting while they're executing. You know, where is the counter flash retake banana late in the round? Anything like that, it's just all reactive.
Yeah, you can't just react all the time. As now an attempt on trying to take and wrestle the balcony control off the tees. It's not going to work. Sicko, though, maybe in a vulnerable position. 2 CTs here. Who am I kidding? Sicko's never in a vulnerable position. You give him what? You give him that P250, and that's it. You can deflect any dangers. And Blitz with just a USP. They are charging down Blitz. He's whipped out the knife instead, hoping to
score some cash.
Score some cash, maybe get some humiliation in Hats. But now a pause coming out.
For me, Kev, you don't get a step ahead by standing still. So this is where Legacy, they can't really afford to just let Order execute. And when they did the right thing on a lot of rounds, they won, even on an eco. On an eco round, they pushed Carpet. They killed everyone in Carpet. They found the bomb. What have they done on the gun round today? Nothing. They've just been giving up mid-wall straight away and holding deep in the site. If they were to play in Carpet, at least give yourself a chance. Play to win. Go into that Carpet, take control, because 9 times out of 10, there's no one there. Even if they would have a risk in going in there at 45 seconds when you're thinking, okay, they're not A, they're not B, maybe we'll just check Carpet, because it takes 2 seconds for the platform, the balcony guy to push into Carpet. Oh, there's no one here. Well, maybe we should rotate off to B.
We did see that, though. We saw that in the round where it was down to the last 30 seconds. They did make a play. Alistair was trying to run interference, but the actual execute was there. There was that flashbang play.
Blitz will still be, right? But the thing is, like, what is with this B site hold? The boost CT spawn, it's one of those things. We all know it's there, so we shoot through the smoke, right? Why are we not boosting up later? But anyway, they're going aggressive. They're going to push through a Molotov to get banana control. Like, no smoke, no molly of your own. Maybe a good idea, poorly executed. Now, we do have these guys on A who you would expect to have rotated off to B to bolster the numbers there, but now it's up to 2 guys to defend against 4.
And they're all at top bracket as well. So as soon as Hats decides to make a step out, he's going to find out there's going to be a 2 in brackets. And then he's going to find one. Now he's going to find both. He doesn't find the information. He gets the kills instead. And it just makes that top bracket hold just so late in the round when you got the numbers disadvantage look so foolish. And Hats now going to be on the quadra kill. Not this time.
Quadra kill.
He is going to be nullified
Quad
by ones.
I thought it would be in Quake. Quad kill. Remember those days? You remember those?
Mate, I didn't have a childhood. You should know this one.
Oh.
You know what I was saying as a child? I was studying all the time. I wasn't really joking. You know that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, dude. I'm with you there. But it gets me every time when you're just like, it was child, but not fun child. But yeah, okay, no worries. Well, that's what it is, just for your reference.
Hey, I know my multiplication times.
That was a yeah. Well, you would beat me there in the math department. That was a killer round by Hats. Despite everything, obviously, if I was to find one moment in that round, it was Hats just eliminating the A defense.
Oh no! How does that work?
Beautiful. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see.
1B.
Well, if Stat did that earlier, who knows how confident he would have been. Liaz, what? Two Carpet again with the bomb. Didn't learn maybe, but Blitz has spotted them out. Oh, these CZs are so dangerous in the Carpet. This is why I don't understand why people anti-eco Carpet, Kevin. It never makes any sense. But one at a time, they whittle down Order. This is looking like, again, one of the best opportunities for Legacy now.
On the back of
a
pistols.
C-buy. Yeah, CZ buy.
That's scary to think about.
But it's not.
What does it say? Does it say that maybe... Does it say that Legacy should be playing aggressively and try to take these positions? Or the CZ's very good?
Why not both? As I like to say.
Can't argue with you there, as EMAG is going to give an AK-47 as well as some territory. But Hats, he's always looked so good, just recalibrating these rounds for Order. It's looking dangerous, and then Hats comes in. Oh, Stats still here. Stats with a Desert Eagle. He found one earlier on, but Hats is still here. Hats spraying through. Hats trying to find this last member. It's down to a 1-on-1. 5 bullets in the AK-47. Stat goes, I've got the high ground. But Hats is not Anakin Skywalker. He is Hats, and he will get the final kill.
Well, Hats, you're right. Anakin Skywalker actually lost without the high ground. It was Obi-Wan. But that you didn't have a childhood, so, you know, whatever, I can forgive you there. But there you go. 10 rounds for Order. Deja Vu. Same as last map. 10 rounds on the T side. But I do want to see some YOLO out of Legacy. This game is getting away from you now. Just
We saw Stat trying to chance it through the Molotov. The single one tap.
He smashed it. Smashed the chance. So why not more? The crowd wants more. Anyway, as I was saying, the double jungle.
Double jungle coming out in the final round. Aggressive Nana hold coming out from Legacy this time around.
Yeah, maybe Legacy need to watch an MVP demo and get that solo.
Oh no, EMAG just comes out and there's no Zion if we're talking about MVP. Yellow just, he's been waiting for 14 rounds for action and he's going to get it, but he's on the receiving end, not on the giving end.
Oh man, poor guy. He even went to B a couple rounds to get some action.
And, oh no, Sicko. Oh no, Sicko.
That is a hello boys if ever you've seen one. Well, there you go.
Hey guys, my name's Sicko. My name's Simon Williams. I'm here with the AWP and I'm going to tear holes through Legacy.
Sicko's here. New Zealand sensation Sicko.
That's a quote, a very famous commentator / host. Well, that was absolutely brutalizing to watch.
Oh, well, so was
What do you say about that?
That was brutalizing to watch. Just Sicko just smashing that last round. Hat's having some sick 2Ks. EMAG as well with some great entries and trades. Just that T-side from Order. They had Legacy figured out from the get-go. Legacy didn't react. Just the same business plan every round. Unfortunately, that's what happens.
Yeah, only a few positive signs out of Legacy in those couple of rounds. We had the pistol, we had the anti-eco. They managed to secure that. They took an eco for themselves, and they secured the round afterwards when Legacy when Order had pistols.
That was all she wrote. Not a single gun round.
And that, I think, is the telling story. 11-4, it looks like, all right, you know, a couple of the CT economy not in shape, but that doesn't tell the full story where Legacy just looking not even B class. They look C class in comparison to Order just there. I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but that is what it looked like.
They lost every gun round. It's as simple as that. Now, the problem with that is that they lost every gun round at B, except one. One went A. So that's just a problem for Legacy to look at and say, hang on a second, what's the pattern here? What do we do to fix B? Do we keep doing the same thing? You know, get in the mind of Order. That's all they had to do, but they just didn't. And that's why they lost every gun round. Nothing to do with class. It was just Order just played them. Now, Liaz, he's going to opt for the Diffuse kit this time instead of Smoke and a CZ. So thankfully, no Diffuse kit through it. Diffuse through a Smoke is an option. Soju just with the one Smoke here. Mid-wall control going to come out from Legacy. And then they'll I guess they'll either try and split jungle.
Yeah, they're going to try and collapse through Archers. EMAG, he's in a very, very difficult position, but okay, the USP pulls out something unimaginable, should I say. Now Leaz, he's in library. It's a very strong position to be being in, and all these Glocks. Legacy are just getting completely slaughtered in CT spawn. They've just come here like sheep into the culling, and
sheep into the culling.
It looked like sheep into a culling because look at Order. They barely took any damage whatsoever. They herded them in, and they just
Order's CT
guillotined
pistols.
them.
Order's CT pistols are the Grim Reaper, aren't they, really? You've got Hats on one end who can hit every shot imaginable with the USP. You've got EMAG, pretty solid. Pretty solid effort there, just getting that 1B onto Lons. You got Sicko. I mean, don't even let me get down the line to Alistair and Liaz. So
you've got all of these players in Order that can use pistols, and all of a sudden it becomes very difficult to pick up a pistol round.
The T-side pistol is one of the most important rounds you can get. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I think they're just so good. They've got 3 A-class, if you want to talk about classes, pistol players, and not every team is afforded that luxury.
So the flashbang does blind out Liaz, and they do manage to get the opening pick onto one of the members of the B site. So Sicko's going to have to rotate.
I'd say that weapons are retrievable there. Good things, Legacy slowing it down just a little bit. Order allowing them to as well. Very defensive play. MP9 on balcony. I couldn't think of anything worse. Now Stat, he's looking for more. He can smell blood. If he can kill Liaz with a deagle, I feel like that's going to fuel his confidence just a little bit. He's keeping 2 players at B, which is absolutely wonderful if you're Legacy. Yellow going to make noise at carpets falling off from that molly.
Soju's making noise as well, and Alistair is just going to peek out. Just not well timed. He's got to be walking in, waiting for more pressure from his teammates. Otherwise, you can see that the CTs are going to be taking these one-on-one deals, and they should hear Alistair falling down. And Alistair not checking that haystack a little bit more cautiously means Blitz. Oh, he's also spotted EMAG. And EMAG is just prey waiting for Blitz. This A-bomb site. Legacy managed to find the kills with the pistols. They've retrieved the SMGs for themselves, and the pistols maybe looking like they're doing more damage. Blitz! Oh, succulent shots coming out from Blitz, looking beautiful. And now Hats, he's by himself in a 1-on-3. All these SMGs as well as pistols surrounding him. Maybe this is a round that Legacy needed to come back with, as Yellow's going to clean up with the MP9.
Oh, those shots from Blitz, absolutely wonderful. I mean, to get the graveyard kill, I was like, man, how does this guy just click as fast as he wants and still get a headshot? I don't know what that is. But then the foot of EMAG. Talk about having one foot in the grave. Blitz coming around there, and one being as well, getting the headshot, so crucial. And then he gets Gush through the wall and still gets that shot onto Library. So that's just individual brilliance by Blitz. We're finally going to see some from him. He's finally going to be allowed to have some impact. And that's going to be Legacy back in this half after losing the pistol. So great work from him.
Well, I wouldn't count my chickens too close with Willie Hatch. They've still got to do the hard work. They've got to go up against a force 5 order.
Only 2 CZs, man. This is easy.
Only 2 CZs and 2 Desert Eagles and an MP9. I mean, I feel like Alistair just not checking the haystack a little bit cautiously. That's something I would do as a Diggity player. It's a very strong position to be playing as a CT.
He got timed. He just got timed, to be honest, Kevin. There's nothing wrong with it.
And that's already the pistols just coming into effect. Zico, he's got 3 bullets and he's still charging out. He still wants to take the duels. Not going to work against Yellow, though.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword indeed. As Alistair is still inside apartments, just playing around the edge of the smoke grenade.
You can call it the solo Zeph sword. You just died. You just got PTSD.
And Leaz has already come out through the smoke, and he's already spotted out one. Ooh, just tapping away with the CZ. Pew, 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 dinking out stat. And this is going to make Alistair's job a lot easier. And there it is. You see their Order have managed to get all the kills working in their favor with the pew, pew. And Ian's just going, no, how has this gone wrong?
Why did you say it, Kev? Why did you say it? Halfway through the round, you're like, oh, don't count Order out yet. Why would you do that to me?
Don't count your chickens before you hatch. That's what my old mate mum used to tell me. I don't know why mum's become old mate now, but...
Well, she's naturalised Australian now. She's old mate. Well, I shall refer to her as old mate.
And that's an example why. It's Legacy. They go, all right, we got the bomb plant down. We can play this retake, and then Order didn't allow them to.
Yeah, look, to be honest, that smoke jungle, probably not a good idea to go through. And that's one of those things as well where I just say, like, don't worry too much about territory if it's going to take you a long time to get it. Go up mid-ball on your anti-eco. If there's fight there, run away. Go up banana. If there's fight there, run away, because they might be still trying to fight you down middle. They might be trying to come behind you quickly. You've got to stay like a wolf pack and imagine there's just a torrent of water behind you. That's the one way you stop from being flanked. And that's the one way that you can really find some territory anti-eco, especially against Order, who are going to want to take the fight to you. Now, they're doing well here. They've brought up on the back of that success that they did have. So they were smart kids. They invested into their future. And now they've got some weapons. So they're going to get mid-wall control. And we saw what Order did with that. 3 people at B.
Oh, Order have just completely over-rotated at this stage. And Alistair... he's been looking a little bit cold so far in the last couple of series. Oh, Sicko's making so much noise rotating. They should surely know he's here. I mean, T's are making a lot of noise as well. Alistair, not even a whimper coming out from him. He's just going to be gifting the A-bomb site. Has to be a save. There's no way in. 5 T's up. Legacy, just get the first pick on Hats, and they work them out perfectly.
Sicko with an MP9, though. This guy has got gall. Now, nice work by Legacy, really taking control of that round as well, taking it by the horns. They get that entry onto Hats, and then they work their magic from there. So that's a very solid round. Now, I don't think they're going to be afforded that luxury. I don't think Order are going to allow them to have that mid-wall control that easily ever again. A bit of a misread by Order. Your Order, there's no need to have 3 people at B. Do you think that's fair to say? This early on in the round, especially when both of them have M4s. But that's just because Hats got picked off. They felt it was weak. But Legacy did the right thing. They used their number advantage. I always talk about this in my other casts. When it's 5-on-4, slow it down a little bit, allow the CTs to hang themselves, and then they get in there and they just get alley without a trade. and that's ideal for them. So
And we saw exactly how that happened as well. They just allowed Order to overthink the situation
you've
too
got
much.
to allow it.
and-
Hey, if they just rushed A, Sicko would have been in library and just smashed them. But instead, Sicko was in 2 mines thinking they might come mid to B because B was weak. Well, you know,
It was weak after
was.
they lost 1 member, but
yeah.
3 people over at B after about 20 to 30 seconds, you sometimes do need to be putting on a thinking cap and just going, maybe it's going to be A instead. And Alistair, a lot of responsibility, obviously, by himself. Unfortunately, being attacked from 3 different angles, not easy. And Liaz, oh, the flashbang is great coming in from the B side. Liaz still spraying forward.
This is
Now
what I was talking
grenades
about.
deflecting Blitz. Oh no, Blitz! The incendiary grenade is encroaching on his position, so he does have to drop the smoke grenade to try to get out. But this just means that Order is allowed the luxury of just containing top car.
Could you imagine if this is something Legacy did? Maybe this is something Legacy can take out of the Order book. I mean, there's a right time and a wrong time to try and get that control for Banana, but at the start of the round when you can hear noise in A apps, that's when you say, let's retake Banana. And that's what they did. Liaz gets away with it. Very nice work there by Order. They've left mid-wall control, so very, very similar to the Legacy hold. Let's see how Legacy go with their B execute.
Oh, Hats, this is actually a very vulnerable smoke grenade. He's managed to make his way up to first oranges, but no one's checked it. And this is the difference because the CTs come out in unison and you just completely collapse and eat up Legacy Esports. I don't know, what fish eats like this, Ian?
No one can see your hand signals, but the fish you're looking for is called a crocodile.
Interesting fish, but I guess they'll work out. But regardless of whatever crustacean or mammal I'm thinking about, reptile is a correct call in this case. Order still pick up the round. Or Legacy can buy in this.
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it, really? But when you're this far back,
You'd hate to see the flashbang nullify.
you hate
Sickos.
to see it. Just
Hate
as
to
good
see it, but
seeing
Blitz does
the-
well.
So look at this tit for tat so far this half. So you can understand why they are able to buy. Very
Emag.
similar to the position Order was in.
Oh no, they've just walked completely past Emag, and Emag's, oh, he's traded out. They walked almost past him. He could have done a lot more. Now Alistair on balcony just swindles away around the smoke. He's exchanged positions. He's safe out. Blitz though. Oh, what is that from Alistair? MP9. Oh, beautiful. But that means that it's Stat by himself, all on his lonesome, and Liaz is just gonna be doing Squat Day once again. Liaz and Squat Day, name a more memorable duo. But this means Order is going to be on match point. Not just match point, it is going to be IEM Sydney qualification point as well.
That's true. That's very true. And you can just see Hats, 23 for 10. Probably one of the best games he's had in a while. Sicko, he's cooled down just a little bit. Just almost a 2-for-1 KD ratio. So you can see what I can see here, where just Order are coming out on top of a lot of the aim duels. That's why they have such a great score between a few of them. The Legacy, on the other hand, not so promising. You can see Soju really didn't have much he could do on that first half, holding the A site. Fast Banana control going to come out here from Legacy. They've only got the force buy. They're giving it all they've got. They're heading up Banana, but it's just not going to be enough here. The Banana control coming out from Order is a little too organised. And 2 versus 2 in this situation, not ideal with CZs.
Absolutely not. And this is, once again, just a complete capitulation of Legacy all across the board, where they just get collapsed upon. And Order, congratulations to Order. They've qualified for IEM Sydney, admittedly the hard way, losing against Chiefs in the upper bracket and then dropping down. But they took down Tainted Minds and now taking down Legacy in very convincing 2-0s. And they will be our 3rd qualifier. We have all 16 teams now, Ian.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said about Order, they drop into that lower bracket, but they redeem themselves. They got that win over Tainted Minds. They crushed their souls. They've come into this game. They've crushed Legacy as well now. And maybe Order's back in form. Just that match fitness, like I was talking about before they versed Chiefs, just a little bit questionable. But today, they were back in their indomitable form, as you were saying.
Yep. Sometimes all you need is just one shock to wake up, and
The
it
bounce
seems
back
like
effect.
yeah, the bounce back effect, and we saw it. Congratulations to Order. They're our 3rd ANZ team to qualify for IEM Sydney, and with that, all 16 teams have been locked in for IEM Sydney. That is it for the IEM qualifiers for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you do join us for any relevant Counter-Strike action that's coming up soon. Until then, take care and have a great one.
Now Lugo look low, hits the diffuser, falling, gets down. That is incredible.
All eyes are on you. So give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
We have ever had. We'll never forget the stream and never forget Australia. It's just beautiful.